any bit of music to Space Jam this year.
No, the music was trash. It was missing R. Kelly.
No, actually, did you guys watch the credits?
It really was.
Did you watch the credits?
Did they credit R. Kelly?
Once they stopped showing pictures, I stopped paying attention to the credits.
No, because I kind of like the song with Lil Baby and Kirk Franklin. I thought that was a cool song, but I really like the Leon Bridges song. So, but that's just.
I didn't get that far, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you did. That's just how it goes sometimes, Marcus. You don't go that far, man.
If we're comparing Space Jam soundtrack, Space Jam 1 had the better
soundtrack. Because Marcus, it had I Believe I Can Fly.
It had Seal, R. Kelly, and Monica.
Mark, I really didn't want to cut you off with the because that was a good point. So I want you to stop talking right now so I can play the opening video. Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. I am Eric.
I'm Lord Manny Hayes.
And I'm Marcus the Grand Finale. That's my Porky Pig impersonation right there.
And everybody.
And that's all, folks.
Gentlemen, allow me to be serious for a moment. I want to point out that there are things going on in the world today and things that we need to acknowledge.
You look like a giant head.
And I am a giant head. If you guys notice in the video that all of us, we have not shaved our heads because we're trying to show some solidarity for a man that is going through a very rough patch in his life. And I want everybody to go to CorbinFun.com. He really needs the help. He needs
to www.storefront.com.
He needs the assistance. Betty, this is bigger than us. This is bigger than us. Baron Corbin is in a rough patch. He's in a rough patch.
Man needs $100,000.
$100,000.
Marcus needs more. Look at his hand. Look at his hand. Marcus needs more.
Wow, that's funny. But I guess there's only one way to start this show off, and it's like this. Where the hell have you been? That is how Friday Night SmackDown started off with "Where the hell have you been?" Clearly, no one told Vince McMahon through this entire year and a half that there was a pandemic and fans were not allowed in the Thunderdome. Clearly, as I called and told Marcus, Betty, I was emotional. It got me. and I know I'm a hippo in the crate in this situation because I have preached for many, many weeks that I could care less about the fans being back. However, on this one episode of Friday Night SmackDown, the fans coming back to WWE, it got me. How did you feel with the return of Texas fans in WWE, Manny?
I didn't care for it, Eric. I really did not care for it.
He's like, I don't care.
I don't care for it. And the moment I get more shots of fans, cutaways to fans, I don't want to ever see it. The only time I want to see a cutaway to a fan is if that child is crying. A child needs to be crying for a cutaway because I do not care about you people. You people.
And that's why
what do you mean about you people?
Marcus, my big blood brother. Let me ask you, Marcus. They started SmackDown off with the montage of how they had a year and a half without fans and stuff. And it was a great opening. It really set the tone. And then we cut to the crowd, and then you have Vince saying, "Where the hell have you been?" And you just wonder, Marcus, did it put you in a good place? Did it make you feel good to see fans? Because I know you've been lobbying for the fans for a long time.
It did. It's the thing that's been missing in the WWE programming You get it in AEW because they've had multiple shows with people around. But the Thunderdome had to go. I was so sick of looking at those monitors and screens and piped in chants of "you sucked" or "who the shit." I just wanted natural people, natural reactions, all through the show. And, you know, it was nice to be back. It was nice to be there.
So the fans
do you want a funny thing about natural reactions, as you said? When Natty came out, silence.
Well, so
pure.
That's what
silence.
I felt like. We're back. We're back. We're back.
we need to talk about some stuff. So the first thing that we need to establish is that the tribal chief is over. He had a reaction, one of the most epic entrances into a moment. He started the show off. Manny, Roman is where he needs to be. He is the face of the pandemic era, and now he has fans, and the fans to really seem to be into him. Either they hate him or they love him, but they were responding to him. How did you feel about how Roman handled the very opening of the show?
I think it was great. I think the funnier thing was the images of people telling him he sucked on the way out, and you see images of him actually giving them the finger, which is great. Mm-hmm. You pay your tickets, and then you get this.
Fuck you! You got what you paid for. Live with me,
Marcus. Did you really like the opening match between the trio? I thought it was genius that all Roman did was just hold his title up. No words were exchanged, no live promo from them, and they just had a match, and it was an entertaining match. And to my surprise, Dominic seems to be over because this was his very first match in front of a live audience. And Marcus, I don't think he botched anything.
I don't know what the question is here.
How did you like the match? And Marcus, I have a question.
Dominic botch anything?
I have a question.
That's the question.
Marcus, before you go, I do have a question for Manny because I know Manny's very passionate about. I'm gonna go back to you though, but because I know you're gonna cover this, Manny. I know you've always questioned the parenting skills of Rey Mysterio. He let his son be powerbombed and just stood there.
No. He watched his son get powerbombed onto that table.
I mean,
he had a terrible father.
It was outside the ring. He could have stopped it, but he didn't. Why do you think Ray let it happen?
He's lucky Dominic's of age now, where his son can't be taken away from him, where social services won't be called on him. Rey Mysterio is a very lucky man.
He should have lost custody all those years ago.
What was your question, Eric?
Oh no, you answered it already. So Marcus, now go back. What did you think about the 6-man tag to start the match off? The night off.
I thought it was the perfect way to start the night because you wanted to get the crowd hyped and you wanted a big reaction for somebody to start the show, just to show that the fans are back when people tune in. And they put pretty much 6 people who were guaranteed reactions. You had Roman, whose reaction was always in question doing this because you didn't know what was going to happen. You got about what was going to happen. Some cheers, some boos. You got the.
It was more cheers than boos, though.
Yeah. I thought it was a good about 70. I thought it was about 60-50 to cheers and boos. It was
60-50. Your maths doesn't quite add up.
Mark, I don't know we on a 110% scale, man.
But I'm on a 110% scale.
You didn't even know how to do the math on what scale you were on, brother.
The world needs to catch up to me. Okay? The world
Marcus,
needs to catch up to me.
Marcus,
and
with all
numbers.
due respect, your job is about counting money. I question your job now.
I do not count money. I count shapes and colors. Okay? All right? There ain't no numbers in my game. Just shapes and colors.
So what's the shape on your hand?
It's this one, huh? Or this one? Which one do you want to look at, huh? Which one?
I'd rather see the middle finger because it's rap better. Go ahead, Mark. So keep talking about the match.
I'll wait, Mr. Monte. I'll wait, Mr. Motherfucker. All right, I'll wait. I'll get my point later. No, but to finish my statement, I thought that they guaranteed good reaction. You don't boo Rey Mysterio unless he comes out number 30 in the Rumble, and his son Dominic gets support because of all the ass whoopings he takes and how many times he's died in the Thunderdome era, and also. I thought Edge had the biggest reaction of all the people that came out. People wanted to see them some Edge.
I'm going to ask you, I liked Edge entrance, but I disliked Rey Mysterio and Dominic being a part of the entrance because I just didn't need them celebrating with Edge when he had his fireworks.
Well, it was out of time as well, which bothered me even more. They weren't in sync, so...
I think the new stage threw everybody off because that stage looked huge.
Yeah, I mean...
Looked huge.
It was like they combined... It's like they combined all the screens from the Thunderdome into to make that one giant screen.
Yeah.
There's so Mark, as you guys know, I'm extremely petty, right? I wish that WWE would have flew in Jeff Hardy and would have had Edge versus Jeff Hardy just to show AEW that they had the better half of the 23-year. This is the 23-year feud.
What a dick! You're a dick. That's a dick move.
Yeah, but you would have died laughing.
On
To be fair, though,
any edition of SmackDown.
To be fair, though, it would have been a better match. It would have been a better match.
Hey, wait a minute.
The crowd would have. They would have did the most basic shit. Jeff would have probably tried to kill himself in the middle of it. But because it's Edge and Jeff Hardy, the crowd would have ate it up even more.
They would have, man. They would have. So
let me tell you, Eric, on the petty edition of SmackDown, you would have booked The Undertaker in the main event against Robert Roode in a casket match.
Why Robert Roode?
That's how petty.
Why?
Because I feel like he's old version of Ethan Page. I had nobody else. I was like, who can he just throw into a casket? No one cares.
I thought you were gonna have like maybe Zelina Vega versus nobody has jumped ship from AEW yet to WWE, so I don't know.
But who's the Cody? Who is Cody?
I don't know who the plantation
right
owner
now.
is. I don't know yet. I don't know.
Oh, it's Seth Rollins.
Maybe. So, Marcus, I'm glad you brought up Seth Rollins because I would like to talk about the main event for Friday Night SmackDown because it led to one disappointing thing for me. Personally, as you know, you guys, I've been a huge fan of Boogs and Nakamura. I felt that when Boogs and Nakamura came out, the San Antonio or the Texas crowd could care less about Nakamura and Boogs. Marcus, did you feel that they got a proper reaction? And I think that Nakamura might be one of the first casualties of the live audience.
No, Natty, I think, came up before them, well before.
Mark, no one counts Natty, though. No one counts Natty.
Oh, I thought they had a decent reaction. I don't know. I thought it was okay. I just think he's playing, a loud guitar. They sung the song a little bit,
I think they were just tired at that point. It felt like it.
No, because, Manny, I would say that, but then afterwards, Seth Rollins walked out, and they erupted for Seth Rollins.
But that's Seth freaking Rollins.
That's true.
He's a main eventer. He's like, of the four people, there's Big E and probably Seth Rollins are the two biggest stars in this match.
Marcus,
and probably Kevin Owens.
Mark, you owe more Kevin Owens shirts than anybody else, and you just really just skipped on him. Manny
has good designs to his shirts.
Manny, ever since Big E has broke away, he has not had the singles career that you would have liked. Did you feel that he is still...
Eric, I blame one person for that, and it's a man with a fake accent who is the worst champion in WWE after Natty.
Whoa. If Natty's the worst champion, you could be... Wait, are you ranking Tamina higher than Natty?
Yeah, Tamina may... No, they're both on the same level. I don't recognize Tamina as a champion.
So I have a question for you, man. It might be a hard question for you to answer. What happened on Monday Night Raw with Xavier Woods getting a win over the current WWE champion,
over there, huh?
Bobby Lashley? Does that make Big E the Marty Jannetty of the New Day? Because he's the only one who has not had a big win.
Well, if you're putting it like that, we've got to talk straight facts now, Eric. Xavier Woods has never held a singles title, not even a 24/7 title. That makes Xavier Woods still the Marty Jannetty of that team.
Wait, didn't he win the U.S. title at one point?
I thought he did.
He's never won the U.S. title.
He's never had that. What the hell?
He's never had any singles gold.
He's never even had the 24/7 title either. So,
but he's held the tag team championships for 11 times. That should count for something.
Yeah, so Big E and Kofi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't curb stomped onto the ladder by Seth freaking Rollins, which looked like it hurt like a lot, and I felt bad for him.
Well, no, so the spear that Big E did to Seth, I thought Seth was gonna die because he was about an inch away from banging his head on that the step of the ladder.
I
don't understand why the hell. I was like, who put that ladder right there?
Such a better spirit than the spirit that Ricky Starks led in Brian Cage to become the new FTW champion. A championship.
The point of those muscles.
That is not recognized on their show.
I'm tired of Taz calling it a Renegade title because it's not.
Because they keep having title matches on the show. Marcus, the question I asked for you, and I'm not going to even ask about the match, Marcus, because I know this is more important to you. What did you feel about Seth Rollins' drip earlier tonight? The stars, the red tie. What did you feel, Marcus?
Shit. I thought this is one of the this was probably ranked third on the Seth Rollins dripple meter, but it was an amazing outfit, and I went, there you go, Seth. There you go. You still got it, even though we're not in the pandemic. You still got the game.
So
I'll pass it to you, Manny, because Eric isn't paying attention.
Well,
you don't have an arm in your little box.
You kind of got modulated, but Manny, you had your hand up, so go ahead.
No. Seth Rollins' drip isn't the best this week. It's that Japanese guy Ikemenjiro with that watermelon.
God damn it!
That watermelon jacket was incredible.
No.
Yeah, but I would.
No.
But he used it as a weapon to throw his punches. If my drip is so important, I can't wrestle in it.
Betty,
just say.
Did Marcus tell you about
sweat that thing every week?
Did Marcus tell you about that match and what I told him?
And by the way, I could never wear that watermelon jacket, not because I'm too big for it, but because it would say, "Dang, Marcus, you really going out with the stereotype, aren't you? I'm wearing the watermelon jacket."
Yeah, I realized that when I was at Shake Shack yesterday, and I ordered the watermelon lemonade mojito, I was like, damn, this is a stereotype.
Not in public, Eric.
Hey.
Not in public.
That shit was delicious, though. It was delicious. Marcus, let me ask a question. Is it worse me ordering it or finding one of my non-black friends to order it for me? Which one is worse, Marcus?
That's even worse.
I'll fight him. You got to fight him. That'd be like them coming over.
No. So you asked the white
water and pouring Kool-Aid package in there and start stirring it up and saying, "Tell me when they start pouring the sugar in." Now that was one step above that.
Staying in the SmackDown realm, it was nice to see that Bianca was over, but I feel like somebody in WWE officiating needs to do something about her using her braid as a weapon, because that's how they beat the Great Carmella. I didn't want Carmella to win anyway.
Well,
the Great Carmella. Why are you talking to her like
the Great Carmella?
Well, because you know what?
Carmella says.
Let me tell you, I have a ton of respect for Carmella because she actually made herself into a decent performer inside of the ring. And I thought this was a really good match. I don't understand why the match wasn't on Money in the Bank, but I'm assuming something will take place at Money in the Bank to set up SummerSlam.
Why would this take place at Money in the Bank?
Well, because the original match was going to take place between Bianca and Bayley.
Yeah, it was an I Quit match, and it at least had a story going. This is a random-ass match, basically, at this point. There's no reason to have this at Money in the Bank.
So are you happy that B is over, Marcus?
I give this away for free. Look at you sneezing. Look at you ain't got your shit together. You ain't got your shit together, man.
I took the pills this morning, man, but they ain't working.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're your blue pills. They're different. They're your blue pills. They're different.
He stopped going to that gas station. He'll hyping you up on what you can and can't do in your midlife.
Don't worry about what pills I buy, because you got to figure out how to wrap your hand first, fool. Anyway, Manny, what did you think?
Back to this match.
Yeah, go ahead then, because I was going to go to Manny, because you done got my blood pressure up.
Take some aspirin, Eric.
No, talk about the match, Marcus. Talk about Bianca and Carmella.
I thought Manny was going.
No, I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, so you were alluding to her using the hair as a weapon. I thought the referee, whose name escapes me right now, the female ref, the naked duck of Aubrey Edwards, allowed Carmella to pull on Bianca's hair way too many times in that match without warnings. So, I need my warnings of hair pulling. Don't do it. I need you to do like this.
So, Betty,
at least 3 times in the match and do like that.
I'm going to let you do it. Man, I'm going to let you talk, but I want to point out something that WWE ain't shit for what they did, because I'm pretty sure that referee has never worn makeup before as she refereed a match, but they made her put makeup on in front of the live audience, and she looked so uncomfortable and so upset about wearing makeup. But overall, do you blame the referee for Bianca losing the match, Maddie, as Marcus decided to stand taller than everybody else in the screen?
I'm trying to adjust it because I feel like I was shorter. But your hair...
Bianca didn't lose the match, did she?
No, she won. But I
you
felt that...
said she lost.
No, she won. Maybe I misspoke. Shut up. Just you know what happened. Just let's let it run.
He don't watch wrestling. He just goes to the dirt sheets for his results.
Yeah, he's secretly Dave Meltzer.
Again. Yeah, Eric. They're all is Dave Meltzer in a fat black suit. That's what Eric is. It's me. It's me all along. Throwing stars all he can at AEW. This is for him to know his real AEW bias.
So, Manny, did you like the match between Bianca and Carmella?
It was just there. There was nothing behind it. That was the problem for me. There was nothing really to go with it for you to really enjoy this match.
But you have to say it was better than Shotzi and Knox going against Natalya and Tamina. Like, no one wanted that match. I don't even know why Natty and Tamina are still the tag team champions.
To be honest, I was questioning why this wasn't a tag team title match.
They did beat them last week.
They beat them last week, so surely you shouldn't give a rematch unless you put the titles on the line.
So
no, that's like giving Australia the gold medal for beating the United States. Are we going to watch you with your nose all day?
Unfortunately, I think so.
Oh, that was just like watching Australia beat the United States in basketball.
And Nigeria. And Nigeria.
Yeah.
But we beat Argentina. We beat Argentina. And then everybody got COVID.
No, everybody getting out of here. Ain't nobody going to Japan. I ain't going to Japan. There's a cesspool for COVID. It's a cesspool.
So
right? Stay the hell out of Japan.
The last thing I would like to talk about on SmackDown, to me was a very interesting thing.
The last thing?
Yeah, this is the last thing we're going to talk about because, really? this was the first time in front of a live audience, and
no shit.
They decided that only 2 people could speak on a live mic in front of the live audience. Number 1 was Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn got the live mic. He did what he did. He antagonized the crowd. And then the Prince made his epic return to the blue brand. Marcus, are you happy to see Finn Balor back on the main roster on SmackDown? And was this the right move?
Yeah, he was going back eventually, and they treated it like a big deal. It was a good comeback. And who gets fan participation more than Finn Balor in his entrance? And is back when they don't turn the lights off on him anymore like they did in NXT. He's a full baby face, and he's like, "Yay! Put your arms up in the air and let everybody see it." So the Prince is back, and I thought it was a nice reaction. It was good. I'm happy to see him back in the blue brand. Hopefully he goes after Apollo in that Intercontinental title because I don't think he needs to play in the deep waters of Roman right now.
I don't think you need to play with Roman right now.
I don't. Mostly not because of him. It's because I don't feel like hearing the fans complain that Roman done kicked his ass. It's like they never treat Finn with respect.
Well, Roman need to kick his ass because I would kick his ass. So, Manny, are you looking forward to, I'm assuming, the program between Sammy and Finn? Because I think it gets Finn back into the front of the crowd and whatnot. And, Pat McAfee being a huge fan that he is, he was very happy to see Finn back on the blue brand. But
do you know what I loved about this? Pat McAfee went full Texas in this.
The buckle and the tie. The buckle and the tie.
Not only that, he had the cowboy shirt on.
Yes, but the tie,
the cowboy boots. Cowboy boots on.
It was Pat McAfee might be much watched on SmackDown because he's just a damn fool.
But do you know that story of Vince taking a trip down to NXT?
Yeah.
Do you think he'd look at Vince and went, "Where the hell have you been?"
I thought you were still around. I thought you were still around. Who sit you down here? What are you doing here?
I thought you were injured. I thought I released you.
At the end of the day, Marcus.
But that was Pat.
Marcus, at the end of the day, he went down there and he saw Samoa Joe, and that's when he said, "I thought I let you go. Why are you still here, Samoa Joe?"
And then I just want Finn, and then I want Vince to go, "I thought you had face paint." I want the demon, damn it. The demon came.
So
we had all these supernatural stories, and I didn't get to use the demon once. Damn it! It should have been demon versus fiend. All right, we wanted this for years.
Do you think that's the reason he's called Finn back up to replace the Aleister Black character with Finn Balor?
You know,
No, I think Finn. The plan was always to bring Finn back. It was just that when they were going against NXT, he was supposed to be that big star that competed with the AEW.
you mean when they were going against AEW, Marcus?
Yeah. I'm sorry. NXT was competing against themselves.
Yeah.
But when he was going against AEW, but that didn't seem to work out there on Tuesday night, and it didn't seem like it mattered anyway.
So, Betty,
Give my Finn back.
I agree with Marcus. I feel like the Prince was like that half-ass attempt. Like, we gonna compete with Dynamite. You know what? I don't care. We're not sending anybody else down there. The next person who had the microphone was a person that I really wanted us to support.
Can I interrupt and tell you what I laughed to myself about this segment?
What?
You know how earlier we were looking for a Cody Rhodes of the WWE?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be the Liberator, Sami Zayn?
He
Because
did-
Cody frees black people.
That might be right.
Everybody else.
Yeah, but like I said,
I got Sami Zayn being the Liberator of WWE.
Cody Rhodes pissed me off this week, man. He really pissed me off this week. And we'll get there when we talk about Dynamite, but he's just getting on my goddamn nerves. And I've been a big Cody supporter for a long time. But somebody who's not getting on my nerves is a person who has continued to be handed shit, but somehow he makes it work. And that was the other person on the show that got a live microphone. And that was my boy, Baron Corbin, who went out there to try to crowdsource the
He didn't make
fun.
the King work at all.
Huh?
He didn't make the King thing work at all.
He did his best, man. He did his best. Every time, Mark, he got his court, and then they both got fired. I don't care. I'm a Baron Corbin fan. Manny, did you want to go to CorbinFun.com and give the man some money to get his $100,000?
No, I didn't. I tell you where I did want to go: www.storefrontier.com/DSPN.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
But
Corbin get none of my money.
Unlike my counterpart, Manny, I felt like I need the fans to go to storefrontier.com DSPN to buy merchandise so I can get money to donate to Corbin so he can get his $100,000 so he don't get his house foreclosed.
So Marcus, you want to be the conduit for him. Like, you want to collect money so you can donate it to Baron Corbin. So yes, everybody visit storefrontier.com/DSPN, buy a shirt, and then we will donate the money to Baron Corbin. We promise that we will.
Can't. You know what the worst part about that
we-
site? It's not real. It's real, but not real.
Did we say www.storefrontier.com/DSPN too much now?
Maybe not.
No, you can never say storefrontier.com/DSPN too much.
Man, you messed it up just like you messed up the wrap of your head, man. I don't understand why you can't say storefrontier.com/DSPN.
You know how he wrapped his hand like you wrap legs on turkeys.
You know, Manny, I thought you was gonna say, you know how he wrapped his head is a way that you could wrap a T-shirt that you bought from a loyal fan of the show at storefrontier.com/DSPN.
Why would we buy shirts from a loyal fan?
That's a good point. That is a very good point.
Well, Wes makes his own shirts, so
So
you might have to buy that shirt back from him.
we gonna have the Sharpshooters Treasure Hunters for the one episode to go try to get that shirt for Wes. Like, Marcus,
Yeah, we can give you a tour of Marcus' cheap ass apartment.
Marcus,
let me see what I can get.
So at the end of the day, Kevin Owens wasn't taking any of the shit that Baron Corbin was dishing out, and he gave him a stutter. Kevin Owens is an asshole, right, Marcus?
No, I believe Baron said something that deserved that attack.
Yeah, he said Kevin doesn't spend any money on his clothes, so
Yeah.
Which is
he could give
true.
him that money.
Yeah, give me the money. So, do you think, one, that LA Knight and Cameron Grimes might get him out this situation, which would be hilarious? Finally, Mr. Man dodges NXT of some kind.
LA Knight has no money.
He has
Cameron
no
Grimes is the
money,
one with the money.
but he has a billionaire butler who decided to hire the local Hispanic kid next door to finish his job. Which,
While his dick was out.
yeah, it was so wrong.
But yeah, it was right. It was to the moon. But I want Baron Corbin to ask for more money each week And I want the numbers to keep going up as he continues to pocket all the money and people see that he's stacking up.
So
like, this is all a scam.
So
I want that Baron Corbin.
Manny, overall, the first return of live fans tonight, what did you feel about this episode of SmackDown?
I didn't get too many cutaways to the people, so I was okay with it. I think they've improved on their on-screen graphics. I think they were trialing them all the way through the Thunderdome, and they seem to have panned off well. And SmackDown kind of just flowed. Like, I actually watched it live last night.
Yeah,
and it actually just flowed. It didn't feel like anything was dragging or anything. So like it's like they carried on the way they were booking SmackDown in the pandemic into we got live audiences again. So like it flowed quite well.
And I would agree with you to that extent, Manny. I don't think anything extraordinary happened on SmackDown, but it had a good ebb and flow to the show where like you got your beginning, you got everything to the end, and it didn't feel like you were dragging. Like when you watch Monday Night Raw, you have those peers like, man, why the hell are we doing this? What? No one needs this match right here. What the hell?
I'm curious to see Raw Monday.
Marcus,
I'm curious to see what Raw is like on Monday because Raw is chore. It shouldn't be Raw is Raw anymore. Raw is chore. And you go.
Yeah, those fans are going to be dead in that third hour. Those fans are not going to be making
happen.
any noise in that third hour. Unless someone comes back, those fans ain't making
somebody's
any noise
coming back. It has to be somebody coming back.
I think Keith Lee is coming back. I don't know if you saw his latest post.
Oh, because that's going to be a big pop. No one's going to make a big pop for that, man.
Marcus, the only people that would make a big pop for Keith Lee if he returned to NXT, which I don't know if he's going to do that. But Marcus, what did you feel about SmackDown since
if
Manny
he attacked somebody? Oh, I thought it was a good. I'm going to call SmackDown, even though not too much happened. I thought it was decent build for Money in the Bank, but I'm still calling it the show of the week. I was still probably. I think it was just the smoothest show of wrestling that I watched all week. When I was like, there were no moments that I would take out or add to the show.
Honestly, Marcus, I'm going to strike what I just said. There is one way Keith Lee can get a reaction on Monday Night Raw if he made a return. If he makes a return at Money in the Bank and he helps Bobby Lashley retain his title in his title match and he becomes a part of the Hurt Business.
No.
I think
he kills the New Day and then he goes, y'all stop fucking with me.
Yeah, like at that point, yeah. I mean, like, you know, you can see Money in the Bank where this random, like, Xavier Woods is taken out in the back by somebody that you don't know who took him out. And then at the end, between the main event between Lashley and Kofi, Keith Lee. No. I mean, it's black on black crime, Marcus. It writes itself.
I understand where you're going there. But, you know, the rumor mills are out. And, you know, these rumor mills are from credible sources.
That was going to be my next story, Marcus. That's going to be my next story.
Man, who's your credible source?
Huh? I'm going with Fightful. It's
okay, I'll allow you.
They're credible. Meltzer and whoever else is incredible. Fightful is pretty accurate. But Eric's favorite wrestler, Goldberg's coming back. And everybody is terrible. No one wants him. No one wants him back. And under no capacity should he come back and fight Bobby Lashley. I want Brock Lesnar, who was cutting up meat, and his new look, to come back and fight Bobby Lashley. I do not want Goldberg.
As Manny said, Brock Lesnar is the only butcher that we can acknowledge now, and as simple as that. There's no more butcher in AEW because he's cheering with his Raw group.
So Marcus, did you watch that video? Because me and Eric did. I felt like I learned something.
I watched the whole thing.
I feel like I learned something from it.
I learned nothing. I just know I was enthralled. It was like watching your sticker video, Manny, in which I was just watching and paying attention, going like, what the fuck?
Well, no. So I did get annoyed by the butchering video by one thing is that they kept showing the same B-roll where he was scoring the meat that was hanging. I was like, we've seen him score this so many different times. But when he was cutting the chops with his 3 fingers pressed, I was like, man, there's some excellent pork chops that he's cutting right there. And, you know, then they gave him a knife set, and then he gave him some of his belts. I was like, damn, meat. But the answer to the question, I do not want Goldberg. All the rumors promised us that we were going to have Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar.
Nobody promised that. Nobody promised.
God damn it, it was promised to me at SummerSlam, Marcus. I swear to, Bob, Marcus, I will go to the bathroom if we're at SummerSlam, if the pandemic doesn't stop us, when it's Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg. I don't want this at all. At all.
But it makes sense why they're not giving you Bobby Lashley.
I know it makes sense, Manny, but I don't want things that make sense. I understand Texas is a better destination to have Brock versus Bobby at WrestleMania. But damn it, SummerSlam is in a wrestling, it's christening a football stadium.
Because they don't want, because Brock doesn't want to come back for a long period of time. So he would have to lose to Bobby, and then if they wanted to do Brock Roman, Brock's already looking weaker going into that. I think that's the reason why they're not going ahead with Brock and Lashley.
Maybe. Does Roman even have an opponent for SummerSlam yet?
Yeah, you can't see him.
Oh yes.
No, that's not happening.
Here.
I don't think.
I don't know. We don't know what's happening. According to the uncredible source, Dave Meltzer, John Cena should be free for SummerSlam, even though he is filming in August something, but he's free during SummerSlam time.
Huh. But so
I don't know where we're going with Roman's opponent. So they teased a little bit of Big E for El SmackDown when he came and interrupted Paul Heyman. I don't know if that's happening, but they teased that a little bit.
As Shantae and I said, that Big E is that guy that you just want to kick his ass because he's so annoying. Like, he was just... it was like, damn, man. But they did tease Big E. But I think that if you can't get John Cena, and I know they're teasing Edge versus Seth, is Seth versus Roman something that you could do at SummerSlam and get it to that point of being a big money match?
No, sadly, Eric, Goldberg is putting the asses in the seats. Even though everybody hates him in the wrestling internet community, and nobody kind of wants to see him, he's considered a big deal, and they're going to use Edge, Goldberg, and whoever else.
Well, Marcus, you know,
I would be extremely disappointed if we don't. Maybe they use Becky and
Marcus,
Sasha.
as you know,
if they don't get seen, they may think they have enough.
You know, I don't believe any of the vocal wrestling fans out there who says that no one likes WWE, because that audience looks like they really enjoy being in a WWE arena, and they seem like they were participating in the way. I think there's a small vocal minority that hates everything on wrestling, and the only reason why they watch wrestling is so they can hate. They can never find any joy in wrestling, and those are also known as AEW fans. And
wow,
with that,
wow.
What?
Wow,
what?
The long speech.
Come
What?
on, with daggers.
What?
Eric was throwing knives.
Ah.
By the way, this edition of SmackDown drew 2.1 million people overnight. They said,
hey, and guess what? AEW got 1 million again this week. Bless their heart.
But
Bless
they
their
spent
heart.
so much money.
They did.
They spent so much money to get to this million. I don't know what they're paying Aleister Black or Sting.
Well,
you know, it's very expensive.
I got the same smoke that they use for Aleister Black with our email, the sharpshooters@gmail.com. That was the smoke that they used. But before we talk about Dynamite or NXT, I think we need to talk about something that happened on both shows. Both shows, as everyone knows, Britt Baker and Adam Cole are a couple. And if you tuned in to the Untitled Maddie and Marcus show, which airs on Tuesday and Thursday on the Sharpshooters YouTube channel, that's youtube.com/the Sharpshooters, DA Sharpshooters, and it is recorded live, where you can hear these two guys talk about the week of professional wrestling. However, they had a disagreement of who promo was the better.
It wasn't that deep of a disagreement.
Manny, I didn't see it. I'm building it up more than what it is, man. I'm building it up more than what it is. And so, there's only...
It almost broke up the show. It almost ended the show.
It's only one thing that can be decided.
We will never record again over this. That's how big this was.
When you have a third impartial person like myself, I'm here to judge.
You're the most biased person I know.
I'm here to judge the promo battle. Sorry for the cheap graphic. I should have had some smoke. But the promo battle.
You didn't even hit it with a bam, 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 bam.
Like, I thought
there you go, promo battle.
I don't call it Britt Baker's images were going to show up on the sides of the promo battle.
Well, I was going to do that, but my allergies prevented me. So, supporting...
What?
Supporting Britt Baker, we have Lord Manny Hayes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Britt Baker's promo. Then Manny will have 30 seconds to say why this is a superior promo.
What the hell?
And then we're dropping bars.
What?
We're not prepared for any of this.
Yes.
I haven't heard the promo in a week.
Well, of course, I'm making all this up on the fly because it makes it so much more fun. So, Manny, please listen as your champion, Britt Baker, cuts her promo.
Don't worry about my well-being because I've dealt with multiple tables and ladders and chairs.
This is very entertaining for the video
You
listeners.
know what happened? The blood stopped, the wounds healed, and I came out the baddest bitch on the block. So if you think for 1 second you see fear in my eyes, you better look again. But you know what is daunting? Keeping Nyla Rose relevant. Because imagine winning the World Championship title.
Preach.
Only to find out
Nice.
your first challenger is Nyla.
Back at wife.
And I know what you're going to say, so stop right there. She's
Every
beat
champion
me
has fought
multiple
Nyla.
times. And she's
Like
at
fighting
the
Joey
top
Janela.
of the food chain. But I'm off the menu. Because I'm special order, and I'm in a league.
That's a
of
good
my
line. That's a
own.
good line.
And I know you're back there, Vicky Guerrero, listening to this. And luckily for you, you have a last name that will forever keep you relevant in professional wrestling. But your client, not so much. Because Nyla, you need this to have any type of significance in AEW. But this isn't going anywhere except right back around my waist where it belongs. And
Facts.
this
She's speaking facts.
Yeah, the crowd
I'm
just eats up anything.
in professional wrestling, but even without it, I'm
This is a
still
long monologue.
Dr. Britt Baker.
She doesn't even care about the title.
DMD. Now, Betty.
No, wait. No,
wait,
eat up
wait.
everything there. They
Wait,
eat up everything
wait.
there.
Hold on.
They eat
Hold
up
on.
everything.
I gotta mute Marcus. Betty, because Marcus kept talking I'm gonna award you an extra 10 seconds, so you have 40 seconds to point out why her promo is better than Adam Cole's.
She dropped facts already, and he's holding up pills. She dropped facts, she dropped burns, and she stated, and she finished on her own signature catchphrase. This is why Britt Baker's promo was better than Adam Cole's. Adam Cole got squished at the end of his promo. Squished. He got made to look like a bitch. Britt Baker made Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero look like a bitch at the end of hers.
Do you rest your case?
Done.
Okay. The litigator, Manny, has spoken. So now...
Am I unmuted?
Yeah, you are unmuted, Marcus. You're unmuted.
Bullshit. That's how I discredit his whole argument.
Marcus, now it's time for your champion, Adam Cole, baby.
Baby!
Here we go.
My God, does it feel good to say I told you so. I told the world that I was better than Kyle O'Reilly, and at the Great American Bash, I proved it. Not only that, I proved once again that I am the greatest NXT superstar in the history of this brand. I proved that Kyle's win at Stand and Deliver, it was a fluke. And not only was it a fluke, but it doesn't count, because for you idiots out there,
facts.
that's how unsanctioned matches work, by the way.
You had to get facts.
And Kyle, I was listening to your pathetic interview earlier, talking about how losing's just a part of what we do. Yeah, if your name's Kyle O'Reilly, it does. And also talking about how you went through the fire. You sure did, and you got burned by old Adam Cole, baby.
Talk about
Kyle, if I were
catchphrases.
you, I would highly, highly reconsider wanting that rematch, because you and I both know I'll embarrass you all over again. But hey, enough about Kyle O'Reilly. I am sick and tired of talking about Kyle O'Reilly. Instead, I want to talk about you, Samoa Joe. The big bad Samoa Joe. The Samoa Joe who snuck up from behind and put me in the clutch. The Samoa
Don't tell
Joe
nobody that. Don't tell nobody somebody put you
and
to sleep.
did nothing as I lay here, O'Reilly, trying to rip my knee from my socket. That's Samoa Joe, the coward Samoa Joe.
Well, the Adam Cole is
Joe,
a
let me
bitch.
tell you something. You are nothing more than an overpaid security guard in a suit. You do not scare me. And I would ask you to come out here and face me man to man, but I know that you won't. Because I know there's nobody in that locker room man enough to go toe-to-toe with Adam Cole.
We don't need to hear what Bronson Reed said at that situation.
No. It has nothing to do with him.
So now, Marcus.
Oh, no, Bronson Reed, for some reason, was ready. This man's stuck his shit. I need to come out right away.
So, Marcus,
I need to step up to him.
please make your argument for your client, Adam Cole.
Let me tell you something. My man went out there, Adam Cole, and spoke nothing but facts. Nothing but facts. 100%.
So, Britt.
And he's going after someone who doesn't have a losing record like Nyla Rose, who gets beat every single time. He went out there and cut Kyle O'Reilly to shreds. He went out there and started talking shit about the bigger fish, Samoa Joe, the overpaid security guard. All right? And so those are real threats to him. He went out there and handled his business, and it was such good cadence and delivery. He didn't sound like he would just read one line after one line. Everything was natural, and I feel like Adam Cole had the far superior promo for Britt Baker. And I know from a fact, because sources close to me said he wrote that promo for Britt Baker. I'm just saying. Dave Meltzer
Is the source close to you?
Yeah. Maybe. It maybe. But if you listen to her promo, you literally hear him writing, and then you say this. And then you say this.
Sir,
He's writing her promos.
your time is up.
He's the Ice Cube
Your time
of
is
the
up.
DMD.
Your time is up.
And
I yield my time. I yield for more time.
So, in our first inaugural episode of Promo Battle, I have Lord Manny Hayes, who represented Britt Baker, and I have Marcus the Grand Finale, who represented Adam Cole. And with I took this with a heavy heart. I considered both sides, and I've heard both promos, and I have determined that the promo of the week, in my opinion, goes
That
to
takes away the reality show, Mo.
Britt Baker. For the simple reason, for the simple reason,
That's horse pussy.
I think her line about you have a last name that will last forever, but Nyla Rose has absolutely nothing, and you need this championship to stay relevant.
You didn't even get the line right.
It doesn't matter, Marcus. I knew the
It's
context.
how he interpreted it.
It's how I interpret it. And she said that even if this bitch who has beat me before beats me, I am still Britt Baker, DMD.
Yeah,
However, she's not going to get beat. Marcus, first of all,
she
let's...
said if she loses the title, it don't matter. I'm still a dentist.
Yes.
That's her argument.
Yes.
No, Adam Cole announced he don't lose. If you want to continue to lose, you get in line with Kyle O'Reilly because that is
No,
your right.
you
win
lose
and lose
points.
There is no losing.
You lose
in
points
Kyle
after
O'Reilly.
you get stomped out after your own promo.
And let's point out,
That didn't
Marcus.
happen in the promo. That didn't happen. All right, that man's 7,000 pounds. Okay?
Marcus.
So is Nyla Rose. So is Nyla Rose. They're built the same.
There are 4-year-olds that are taller than Adam Cole.
But Marcus,
okay?
let me point out something to you, Marcus. One thing that Nyla Rose has over Kyle O'Reilly is that she's a former champion. What championship has Kyle O'Reilly won? And on top of that, he said it his own self. The other person he cut a promo is nothing but an overpaid security guard. So he's talking about two people who are not really that relevant in the company. We're talking, Britt Baker is talking to a formal. She was the second. She was the second. She was the second AEW Women's Champion. She held the ugly belt, the little small belt. She held it. She broke
Making
Britt
it
Baker.
look even smaller next
broke-
to her giant frame.
She broke Britt Baker's nose. And on top of that, Vicky Guerrero, Marcus, is a legend in the industry because she was married to Eddie Guerrero. So that last name will always get her a paycheck. Always. Marcus, you lost. I have ruled. Court is adjourned.
You don't even have a gavel.
That's my gavel.
I tell you what, Eric.
Yes.
I tell you what, Eric, this is a lot better than your segment of the TV companies.
I don't even remember that segment.
That was like last week.
where Fox and USA were fighting.
Well, you see what happens when you make stuff up on the fly. You don't try to think things up ahead of time. It worked out so much better. But I would like to thank Manny and Marcus for being great litigators on each of their clients, and hopefully we will have another promo battle.
If you leave in the comments below for the 4 people that do watch this show anyway.
Who won the promo battle?
Oh, who do you think has the better promo? Because I'm going Adam Cole that he had a professional promo and he was cutting against a significant opponent as opposed to Britt Baker, who's fighting Mrs. Transition, Nyla Rose.
You can't say Mr.
Wow,
Transition.
Marcus. See now,
I said Mrs.
So see, Marcus, now you're taking it too far. You're taking it too far.
Mrs.
You lost,
Mrs.
Marcus. Deal with it. Deal with it, Marcus. You're a sore loser.
But besides the point, Adam Cole had to fight someone just as big as Nyla Rose as in Bronson Reed. Same size.
He got squashed after his old promo, man. Manny's right. He lost.
Because at least he had somebody that came out there. He challenged real opponents. Whether Bronson Reed, Samoa Joe, or Kyle O'Reilly, Nyla Rose is a joke who lost to Riho and Sheeta numerous times.
So I like that you brought up joke. So let's
Where
talk
the hell
about.
is Sheeta anyway? She died?
So Marcus, I like how you brought up the word joke.
Title?
Let's bring up a joke of a show, AEW Dynamite. When we talk about
before you do that,
Oh.
J.K. Smush, England lost, but the way you phrased that sounds like a member of my family died, but no one has.
Well,
I'm okay.
Also, Betty, the way he phrased it, it also made it seem like that Marcus had won the promo battle, and I didn't feel that way. Marcus, you lost. You lost.
I won. The winner.
Marcus, we gave you the we gave you the
still your DSP champion.
You know what? I should make you a participation certificate because you participated. Oh, look, Marcus. The chat is already there. Montez Red Cup, Marcus, said, and I quote, Britt Baker had the better one. So, Marcus, I'm sorry. That is now 3 votes against you.
To clarify, let me clarify with Montez Red Cup. He says Britt Baker had the better one. He didn't specify whether it was the promo, the belt, or whatever. He didn't say that I lost. Okay?
That wasn't
he
even the
had
question.
better one. He said he had the better one. I don't even know what the better one is. Dude.
Marcus, maybe you should have been an attorney because you're full of shit. With that, AEW Dynamite.
Nah, I released my bowels earlier today. I'm okay.
So, AEW Dynamite, it's a very, very interesting show because they've had a live audience before, but at the same time, their live audience, they love everything that AEW does. I thought it was very interesting that this episode of Dynamite started off with 2 championships that technically are not even a part of the AEW family, but they have champions on the show. We had the first match being for the IWGP US title, where Carl Anderson faced Chubby Cheek John Moxley. And then after that,
He looked like Sam Roberts.
Marcus, you had your hand up, Marcus. Go ahead.
Are we going to recreate this match via text message?
Yes.
In which we
yes.
all get to play. Well, although I will be playing the role of Ross. As in,
No, I
Eric
need to
can
play Ross.
himself.
No, let me play
You
Ross.
have to be Manny. You're Manny in the text messages.
You can't read English like I read English. I can read it like
That's
Ross.
I am about to do my best version of LeBron James and do some reading. Okay? So, oh wait, let me actually get to the right chat. We're gonna read this like a script, guys. Hold on, let me actually get it.
Oh my god, how many text messages were there yesterday?
Yeah, it was so many.
We're just only going to focus, Marcus, on we're going to go
Hold on, I'm
No, let's
going all
start
the
from
way
the
up.
top.
There's so many
So
things.
basically,
Okay.
Ross Bell, who's previously been on the Untitled Mania Marcus show, and he has been on the Sharpshooters podcast before, broke his AEW virginity yesterday. And then we got a live commentary on his experience.
Yes, so it starts off with this. Hold on. Hello. They give wins and loss records? How cute. Ready?
Really?
Oh my God,
Wait, Manny, before you go. We're going to really have to deal disrespecting Ross with that accent, Marcus. That was awful, man. That was awful.
Exactly. Let me read Ross. Read Ross, you read me.
Yeah, Marcus, you can read Manny. You can read your co.
Fine. All right, I thought that was a good rendition of the homeland language. All right, go ahead. Start from the beginning, Manny.
Okay, so it starts off with AEW ? They give wins and loss records. How cute.
LOL. Oh my God. People.
They also have rankings.
What?
Crying.
Oh, sorry.
5 crying face emojis.
Oh my God, Ross is breaking his AEW virginity.
Marcus, what script are you reading? There is no, oh my God, Ross is breaking his AEW. Where is the OMG coming from?
That was a little ad-lib, okay? It's inspired by
Stop ad-libbing.
not based on the true story.
No, we can't. We can't take it from the top. So Eric, start from your bit.
Well, I'm finishing
AEW
now.
virginity.
This crowd loves everything.
Dean Ambrose versus Carl Anderson. It's like watching WWE from 2017.
That match was about to watch Ross. My review was they made this look incredibly fake.
Ambrose looks well out of shape.
The lead pipe is nothing in AEW. He did just have a baby.
Big crying face emoji.
I thought you were making
It's there.
I thought you would just make the face. Laugh out loud. Eric, do I have to educate you on human physicality?
Physiology.
I'm sorry. I have read that.
FTW title, ? Team Taz, ? What the fuck is this?
I think the party's over, everybody. This is where the reading stops because I don't want to jump to the next match. Jon Moxley versus Carl Anderson for the IWGP title, for the U.S. title, where the announcers did their best trying to make this title seem more prolific than what it is. At the end of the day, it was New Japan's coup to try to get into the American market with having a champion of their own. Marcus, did you buy Carl Anderson fighting Jon Moxley or actually having a chance to win this title?
Oh, not for a second. It was nice to see Mox in front of a live crowd and him getting his wild thing and people enjoying.
I hate the wild
entrance.
thing.
People enjoy his entrance. I like it. I feel it suits him and everything's well. The entrances was fine for both him and Gallows, but once the bell rang, brother, it looked like they were faking New Japan wrestling style.
There's only one wild thing I respect, and that is Rick Vaughn. And Montel has declared you the new champion in promo. But anyway, so
what the hell?
Marcus, go back to talking about the match.
He still hasn't stated who won. He wouldn't say that out loud. He's a true politician. What did you ask me right now, Eric?
Mark, the Jon Moxley machine gun match, like.
Oh, I told you, it looks like it was a fake New Japan match when they were doing some fake stroke style. Even though you know what wrestling is. It's just like they didn't really lay it in on each other. Like if Ishii and Suzuki was fighting, but they were trying to present it as that. And the lamp pipe in the beginning, I don't know how Don Gallows is still alive and taking a lamp pipe in the back of the head. Like that should be it. That's my life. How is Eddie the good guy in this scenario when you take a lamp pipe to the back of the head to somebody who wasn't even doing nothing?
I just felt that this was an interesting thing because I know Jon Moxley is one of their bigger stars in the company. And the thing is that we're highlighting a championship from another company altogether. And I mean, and they didn't even highlight the TNA title this much. And like the match was what it was.
But they still don't.
Like you said, Marcus, the stroke style of tip when they were throwing forearms at each other, it was like, oh, that's cute. But like I said, the crowd was really energized by what was going on. I just could not get past the lead pipe being hit on the back of Gallows because it looked like one of those. It looked like one of those tubes that hold the toilet paper or maybe a paper towel or something like that. It just didn't. I mean, the match was fine. Manny, what did you think about the match?
I enjoyed the match. Like Marcus has already pointed out, the fake punching was really obvious. It was worse than when Sammy and Kevin Owens do it. When they like lock horns to each other, like they haven't seen each other for a while, and it's like. But this is the machine gun Carl Anderson you need to see, rather than this stupid good brother you see all the time. But he did way too many cutters in this match. Like I knocked what was his name, Tyler Rust in NXT in his match for doing too many snapmares. He did too many cutters. He did too many cutters in this match. Far too many.
But the thing that I found very interesting about AEW...
What is your limit for cutters, Manny? I'm sorry, Eric.
2.
Huh?
What is your limit for cutters in one match?
1. It should end the match.
The thing that I found even more interesting is that, like, the continuity of AEW is just so out the blue for me, because I believe it was a couple of weeks ago where Lance Archer was saying that he was going to go after brother Miro and go after the the Dynamite TNT Championship. However,
he got there eventually.
However, directly following the match between Jon Moxley and Carl Anderson, he now has set his sight back on to the IWGP US title, and it appears that we're going to have Moxley versus Lance Archer next week for this title. This is who Mox defeated to get the title. Are we just revisiting something in another company's history instead of making their own history in Dynamite, Marcus?
Well, it's a Texas street fight, Eric. And when's a
Death
better
match,
time?
It's a death match.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Death match. When's a better time to have a Texas death match than in the heart of Texas? Oh, I'm okay with it. You know, WWE rematches all the time, but you don't seem to complain about it.
But it's for WWE belts, Marcus. My issue is this is for a whole nother company's title.
New Japan does not care about this title, clearly. They have let it go astray in America for far too long.
That is correct.
For over a year. They do not care. Like, this is the title in which, yes, we want our name out there, but we honestly don't care about this. This is our bastard son title.
So speaking of the bastard son, I think with the debut of Malachi Black, their previous acquisition of Andrade has been pushed to the back burner. He was interviewed backstage, and he said that TK gave him the permission to kick down the door and win championships everywhere, and now he's looking for Death Triangle. Maddie, Marcus, I know you got your hand up, but you just got finished talking. Maddie, could you please make sense of this promo, and what does he mean by kicking down the door, going for other titles, and what does Death Triangle have to do with any of this?
I don't know, Eric. I really don't know. I like his whole promo didn't make sense, and even that they had subtitles. I understood the English he was speaking, so I don't understand why they put the subtitles there. I felt that was incredibly rude.
However, I said that last week, and you guys didn't even acknowledge how rude it was when I talked about them giving him subtitles when I'm understanding what he's saying.
But that was a pre-recorded segment. This was supposed to be considered a live backstage segment, and Eric, I was going to say, for this show, whenever we have Andrade come up, I would like for you to give us subtitles of what you think we're going to say. Because we're doing this live. And just flash them up there of what we're saying.
Oh no, what you need to do, if you're actually watching us right now live on YouTube, hit that subtitle button and then see what comes up. It's extremely strange.
Manny, you have a lot of time on your head. I feel like I should go do this. But overall, I just feel like Andrade is being pushed to the back burner again because I think Malachi Black is more of a more interesting character, because I have learned from AEW that anybody who feuds with Death Triangle, it gets you absolutely nowhere. Death Triangle is like that fix in AEW that we don't have something for somebody to do. Let's put them against Death Triangle. I mean, remember, Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston
jumped. Death Triangle or the Best Friends, Eric?
Yeah, and Death Triangle, the Best Friends got a new best friend this week for some strange reason. I don't even know what that was about. But let's go to the other title that is not supposed to be recognized by AEW. It's the Renegade title, and that is the FTW title, where we got a match with Brian Cage versus Ricky Starks. For me, the only good thing about this match, Betty, and I will acknowledge you because I see your hand, is the fact that now Brian Cage is away from the FTW crew. However, he lost to a spear from a man that may not weigh 200 pounds and had a bad neck. I don't know if that is damaging who Brian Cage is going forward, but I am glad he is away from Team Taz. Manny, you had your hand up, so my mouth will go shut. What did you want to say?
The ruse of Will Hobbs. Why was there a ruse? There was no inclination that he was working with Brian Cage or Ricky Starks or who his allegiance was with. Why was there a ruse? Why did he pull the belt away from Ricky Starks only to be happy about striking Brian Cage with it seconds later? It doesn't make sense. Can someone please reassure me on what's going on? Because I'm going insane.
Well, because at that point he didn't know if things were going to go that way or not.
Sorry, that was accidental. That's an accidental. My bad.
I'm just trying to get my opinion.
I'm sorry.
You know the worst part about that whole spot? No, the audio listeners have no idea what's going on, other than me and Marcus just coughing away on the audio.
The sad part, you guys are gonna have to cough again because when I go back to the main camera, it's gonna come up again.
Or are you gonna give us our coffin drop? Is that what we're calling this?
No, but I can give you the this sound that I did not know I have, but it's so pleasure. I don't know why I like that sound.
I love that. It's like turn the page of the on your like, story.
It's like, thank you, kids. Thank you.
As Betty gets prepared for the smoke.
I injured myself. So late. Well, yeah, the rules was unnecessary. My whole thing about this is that the entire time I was watching this match, I was concerned for Ricky Stark's neck or what will happen to him. Other than that, I could care less of what happened with Team Taz or anything that happens in this story. The crowd seemed to be happy that Ricky won and that they could. Jesus, why? Fuck.
Marcus, are you okay? I think he's up in smoke.
That was the most harshest one. But, with that being said, yeah, I didn't give a shit about any of this.
But like for me, the placement, the thing
is weak.
The thing that bothered me the most about AEW was probably the placement of the segment that we're supposed to feel that is very serious. And that was the segment where they showed the video package of what happened with Arn Anderson and Cody Rhodes the week prior when Malachi Black made his debut. So they showed the package, then plantation suit, white suit where Cody Rhodes comes out and he takes a headset and he begins to cut a promo. Then he realizes that, you know what? No one ever cuts a good promo on the headset, and he demands someone to give him a mic, and then he acknowledged once again that he's an EVP and he's abusing his power. Then he calls out Malachi Black, who pops up on the screen, and Malachi is like, I thought you would never ask. The lights go out, and he's in the ring, and then they brawl with each other. I mean, the fans went crazy. They added up. For me, it was kind of contrived. Marcus, Plantation Suit Cody, how did the segment go across for you?
I thought Cody's response was a phony response to someone playing a video game. I told y'all not to play that shit. I had to fuck somebody up now. But I enjoyed the segment. We acknowledged that Malachi Black has superpowers now, and we have to just accept it. And, I enjoyed the pull apart. I read somewhere in one of the many groups I follow and refuse to troll it anymore because it's not worth my time and mental capacity.
Well, you can't type with that hand, so I understand.
And they say, and one of the quotes said that this is the best feud going in wrestling today, and they know how to use Aleister Black. I was like, it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks.
The best feud going, huh? Man.
And I was like, it's 2 weeks, and it's not about nothing. And I was like, yeah. I was like, dang, y'all going really hard on 2 weeks of something. A feud can't be 2 weeks. It has to be at least give me 2 months, or give me a month. At least.
Now,
there's no real feud here.
Before we let Manny speak, I think the comment in J.K. Swish in the chat room needs to be said because another point for Vince on Cody, he ain't dusty, especially with that damn tattoo. I would agree in that sentiment that that tattoo has taken a lot away from him.
You guys just like jabs.
I'm a Cody supporter sometimes. Manny, is Malachi Black, Cody Rhodes, their 2-week feud, is it the best feud going on in professional wrestling right now?
No, it's not even close. It's not even close. The only interesting part about this was the fact that Malachi Black said he needed to take the old man at the back and kill him, which I feel like he could either be addressing Sting as well as Arn Anderson, JR,
Tully.
Jake the Snake. No, you leave. Tully's safe.
For now.
Tully's the best old man in the game.
You know what? I'm gonna give him a point for that.
Let me tell you guys.
Give me a cheap shot for Tully.
Like, for me, I think one of the best feuds going on in wrestling right now, unfortunately, is taking place on Monday Night Raw. I think the feud between Bobby Lashley and Coffey with Xavier Woods and MVP, I think that is some of the more enjoyable TV that you have. It's just the sad part, you have to get through all the other shit that happens on Monday Night Raw to get there. Let's say we did enjoy Bobby Lashley being so pissed off that he lost to Xavier Woods that he fucking destroyed the MVP lounge, setting up for the return of Keith Lee, who just got out of jail, and he knows what it means to be in the hurt business. I mean, come on. This has been going on for a long time. It got to be better than the 2-week build-up between Malachi Black and Cody Rhodes, right?
Yeah, but I thought it still was a solid segment. I think you're being harsh on the segment just because of Cody's outfit.
No.
But, it had good stuff. It got the crowd hyped.
Marcus.
No. But I thought it was solid work.
Marcus, you got to let him have this. As well as saying goodbye to the Thunderdome this week for Eric, he also had to say goodbye to the ladies of Lashley.
Yes, the ladies of Lashley is go, man. They go, man. They go.
You
but
don't
Marcus,
think they're coming back after a victory over Kofi?
Marcus, let me tell you something. One of your points that you're trying to make is that the crowd ate it up. Marcus, the crowd in AEW eats up everything. If someone went out and ate a bowl of SpaghettiOs, they'll be chilling. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Marcus, the crowd, I will admit that yes, Cody and Malachi Black is one of the better stories going on in AEW, but I think there's better feuds going on.
There's no story there.
Arn Anderson got the coach.
Kenny and Hangman is a better story than this.
It is, and we're going to talk about that right next. The issue I have with Kenny and Hangman is the fact that right next.
We're talking about right next.
Hi, I'm Eric. I know how to do sentence structure.
Shine next, man. When it comes to Omega and Paige, for me, and I'm a man who enjoys comedy, I think there's just too much comedy surrounded by the two main stars to make this even more relevant. Because if I go back to the text message, it's a point where...
If you go back... Hold on. If you go check your Bibles and go to sections...
And when Ross asked the question, what the F are these lads? And Manny, please give your response.
AEW's answer to the Backstreet Boys.
And he was referring to...
All right.
He was referring to the Young Bucks and all that. And like for me, and I know I'm the only person that does this, I continue to shit on AEW because they came up with a ranking system, but they refuse to acknowledge their ranking system. And like when Omega says that Paige doesn't deserve to have this title shot, and then next thing you know, well, if I get this title shot, then the Dark Order gets a tag team title shot. And it's like, what the hell we doing?
Damn the Dark Order's part of this. But a heel champion telling a face challenger that they don't deserve a title shot goes together like milk and cereal, man. It just goes together. You have to say that as a heel champion. You don't deserve this shit. Like, that's every single champion that has ever existed ever. I have no problem with that, but I do agree with the point that the Bucks are a little silly to be involved in such a serious feud. Like, this should be a serious story about a man that separated himself from these douchebags. But instead, I'm more paying attention to Nick Jackson's facial hair, Matt Jackson's skippy shorts, and Kenny Omega's porn stash.
I mean, the thing about it, though, is that Kenny Omega is dressed like a 90 porn stash star, but is he still the like, for me, at the end of the day, when I look at Omega and I look at Paige, I'm like, are they the people who should be the champion, who should be the face of the company? And Manny, looks like you have something very thoughtful to say.
Oh, I was thinking, like we compared the facial hair of Kenny to the Triple H of like the early 2000s, but they're all acting like DX.
They are
from 98 when they imitated the Nation, and where he was the Rock.
Are they wearing blackface, Manny? Are they wearing blackface, really?
Yeah, they are wearing black. They're not wearing blackface, but they're heavily tanned. But like it's gone down that direction. But like that was okay for like a week in promo world, and then they moved on to be a bit more like serious and back and forth and stuff like that. But I felt like that was very 98, and we should leave it there. It wasn't. It stops being funny if you keep doing it every week.
Yeah, I mean, it is somewhat, but like I will point out that I think after this segment, this is where AEW really took a turn for the worst, in my opinion, because it began to become the show of I just don't care about what's going on. So we have
they didn't either, Eric.
Yeah, so we have Marvez who is interviewing Jericho in the back, and let's just cut to the chase. Shawn Spears attacked Jericho. Marcus, I know you ain't never cared about Shawn Spears, Marcus. You said the best thing about Shawn Spears was that he married Peyton Royce, who is now Casey Lee. Marcus, can you get excited for a Jericho versus Shawn Spears match, Marcus? Can you get excited for that?
Oh, hell no. 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 I don't care what stipulation they could have added with this.
But wait, Marcus. What if I said only Shawn Spears can use the chair? Are you interested now?
I'm even less interested.
Marcus, Marcus, wait. What if the stipulation is Shawn Spears is the only one that can use the chair, but before he does the match, he will do his song and dance with the chair where, he does his tap, and then he walks around the chair to set the scene in the spotlight. Remember when he was the chairman, Marcus? What if you got my attention.
You have my curiosity. Now you have my attention. No, but no, I want nothing to do with this. It's going to be a terrible match. Either way, if Shawn Spears could use a gun, I still wouldn't be intrigued by this match. It just doesn't seem like it's something I would want to see in modern day wrestling.
What if he could use exercise equipment, Marcus?
Oh no, Jericho dodging bullets would be the greatest thing in history. There's like people getting strange. But no. The labors of Jericho just seem like it's gonna just go on and on into this pay-per-view leading to MJF.
Now, Manny, I'm gonna give you an option. Do you want to comment on Shawn Spears and Jericho, or would you like to answer the next question I have set up for you?
I'll answer the next question.
Manny, I think you should have answered Shawn Spears because I'm about to give you the question of all questions. The next match that followed Jericho and Shawn Spears was something that I don't think anybody wanted. It's a feud that has been going on for 23 years. 23 years. We got another match between Matt Hardy and Christian Cage. The two members of their respective tag teams that people could care less about. Congratulations to Matt Hardy on the birth of his daughter. I mean, that did happen. However, this match to me was fine because I had such low expectations. They exceeded that for me. What did you feel about this match and everything that went around in it, Manny?
I feel like someone took a dusty book and went, 2013. Matt Hardy versus Christian. Velocity, 2003. Oh, I gotta see that.
Here's what this was like. Oh, Matt Striker's calling it.
I just felt it was strange that they kept highlighting the fact that this was a feud 23 years in the making, and at a point it should have died. Marcus, I think they thought that was a selling point, but when people tell me that AEW is supposed to be the fresh and new product on the market, how does highlighting a 23-year-old feud that took place in multiple companies make me feel like you're fresh and new?
Hold on. I would understand if this was Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat and you're going back to something that mattered.
Reigniting the feud.
Yeah. Or if you went with Hogan and Piper or something like that, or even Cena and Edge and all their history and, Orton and whoever. But this is Christian and Matt Hardy. This was the Marty Jannetty Bowl. No one cared about these two. If, like you said earlier in the show, if WWE wanted to really be mad, he was like, you want to show something? You want to see something? We have Edge versus Jeff Hardy in a 23-year-old feud. And guess who's going to be at ringside? Lita. Let's do that. Let's do that. And we may even throw it left. Let's give the people what they want, the real stars of the group. I like Christian. Matt Hardy has been tolerable for 20 years, okay? But I did not say ever in my life that I wanted this match to happen in 2021. And that they had this match, and it was the most basic, let's just get through this. Let's enjoy our life to get through it. No one benefited from this. I don't look at Christian in a new light. And I hated the finish of the almost 10 count because they don't ever count anybody out anyway. So, and Christian diving in and just being like, I'm going to win now. With a spear. And that was the second time a spear was used this night. And this one didn't work. And I was like, this is useless.
I'm going to have to...
What was more basic, though? This match, where these two should really have done better, or whatever Tyler Ross did against Bobby Fish. Because that was also basic.
We will talk about that when we get to NXT. We will talk about that. But
he's in the Diamond Mine.
But I have asked, and I told Marcus already that Diamond Mine is almost dead to me because they really pointed out some flaws, and we'll get there at NXT. But there's a question that I've asked Manny and I've asked Marcus, and so now I need to ask you guys, the listener, because I don't understand what the line was that JR said. And I know Marcus told me I need to let it go because he is an old man. But he said, and I quote, he said, I love that AEW has time limits. He said it, and he never followed up why time limits are important. And I need to know what it's so important about having a time limit to a match. What was he trying to set up between Christian Cage and Matt Hardy? Was he trying to imply that their time is up and they shouldn't be featured on AEW Dynamite anymore? I'm not really sure what his time limit, but please let me know in the comments or in the chat.
It was basically, if you tell me a match is going on for 20 minutes, if there's no winner in the 20 minutes, it's done. Get out of it, both of you. It's a draw. Get the fuck out of the ring.
I would say this is what he meant by that, Eric. I don't know if you ever played basketball with an old person. And they say, we can only play half court. And then one day, you play basketball with this person and you play full court and you understand why they can only play half court. That's what JR meant by time limit. These guys, they go by 20 more minutes, Eric, they would die.
That's true.
They would die. They didn't have the cardio. They're close to, I think they're near their 50s. They shouldn't be in the ring that long.
You know what, Marcus? JK might also be right. He was just in his back in the day mood. Maybe that was just the case. I mean,
back in my day mood.
Yeah,
back in my day.
When we had an Iron Man match, it was 60 minutes, not this 30-minute bullshit that they do. So speaking of bullshit, Sammy Guevara is extremely over with the crowd of AEW. He had a match against a new best friend.
Correct, it was in Houston.
Wheeler Yuta.
Texas.
Wheeler Yuta, who apparently is now best friend. I didn't need this match, but I think what was even worse is that Cody Rhodes is still trying to get his business partner, QT Marshall, over. I don't understand why we had to cut back to the scene where Tony Schiavone got abused by QT Marshall and his crew.
He deserved it. I don't credit QT Marshall for much, but Tony Schiavone deserved it. You can't be calling Don Callis a jackass for when he's out there and then be simping to Britt Baker. It's just not honest journalism, Tony. It's just honest, not honest. Fuck you, Tony. You deserved every second of that.
Marcus, I don't think we just need to let that go.
That's a shoe, brother. And I'm just gonna say there was no words I can say to compete with that. Manny, you're 100% right.
So it's not often that I give AEW credit, but I'm gonna give AEW credit right now because I think.
Wait, let me get my notepad.
I think AEW has won.
Credit.
AEW has won in the
use
drafting
credit.
of new Japanese female superstars because Penelope
She's a
Ford.
new.
Yeah, but she's doing enough. Penelope Ford lost to magical girl Yuki Sakazaki, and the fact that she debuted in AEW
That was close, but
the same time that Saraya
Yuki
debuted in
Sakazumi,
NXT,
as he said.
I would rather see the magical girl over Saraya. Saraya brings absolutely nothing to the table, and I was more impressed with Gigi Godot on NXT than I was Saraya. That's just me. But
you've just butchered 3 people's names, and one of them is not even.
Yeah.
2 of them were Japanese, and I accept that, but one wasn't.
well,
Yeah, you were like Gigi, Sakadu, Sarai. What? You made no sense in that statement.
That's fine.
You were speaking baby talk. You were like Goo Goo Gaga.
Goo Goo Gaga, motherfucker, Marcus. Goo Goo Gaga. So, can we
Put that
talk?
on the shirt. Goo Goo Gaga, motherfucker. And sell it to a baby.
You need to prompt us when you're doing that because I want to go like this.
Maddie, here's your
I feel
opportunity.
magical.
So,
The power is his. He's controlling children's mind. But you gonna say, how dare you say this about Saraya? That she brings that to day. She brings that sick ass doctor that you would never take. You would never tell those girls and let her kick you in the face like that.
Mark, she killed that
That
girl.
drop kick is stiff.
Yeah,
that drop kick is stiff.
that shit was that was not
That's
even
what she
nice.
brings to the table. I respect that over anything that Yuka Sakazaki brings to the table, even though she is that magic girl.
Anyway, we have
Fought
one
for
more
the-
thing.
who fought for the title at least 8 times.
We have one more thing to talk about, and that was the main event for AEW Dynamite. And I think we can all agree that Ethan Page and Darby Allin had a very solid match to close out the show. However, I think we will also all agree that that might have been the worst coffin ever in the history of a coffin match. This might have been the first coffin match. I don't know what happened to the budget of getting the coffin.
Marcus, you might as well be buried in a box if you.
Marcus, I mean, what the
They
hell?
better coffins at UPS stores. They have the boxes where you can just melt shit off. Like, where are they melting off today in that box? That wasn't shit. That wasn't shit. I thought that was a violin holder, like case or whatever it's called. Like, it is nothing. It was like when they walked out with it, it buried the match for me. And then the Druids had walked it out. Emo dude with the hair. I was like, what is this? Y'all could do better than this.
Did you actually enjoy the match, Eric?
I actually thought it was a good match for me overall because I like Darby Allin, but I like Ethan Page more. I've liked Ethan Page for a long time. I liked him when he was in Lucha Underground. I don't know what it is about him that I enjoy about Ethan Page. The sad part about Ethan Page is that he's also...
Ethan Page and Lucha Underground.
Wasn't he Matty them off? Or something like that? I could be wrong.
I don't know.
But with that being said, Ethan Page is doing something that everybody else seems to do in AEW, and that's bury Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky is a side story, and I believe he might be their only African-American person on the roster outside of Will Hobbs who has any chance of getting any type of gold. But overall, I thought it was a good match. Darby,
Red Velvet will get some gold.
I bet.
stand by
Jay
that.
Cargill before.
Marcus Jay Cargill hasn't been on the camera in 2 weeks, man. Ever since she got representation.
Yeah, she got representation. She has not been well represented.
So I thought overall for the effect in the crowd, like Darby Allin engages the crowd. I thought at how he ended the match by doing his coffin drop through the coffin. I guess it kind of explained the cheapness of the coffin. But you still ask the question, where does this go? Is he going to go back after Miro? Because, you know, Miro, as he said in his promo, he's God's chosen warrior or something to that effect. I mean...
God's favorite champion. Get it right, Eric.
I'm sorry, Manny. I'm old. I don't get everything right. So, Marcus, did you not care for this main event?
Fuck it. Once that casket came out, or that coffin came out, I did not care anymore. I don't know. It was something cheapness about it. It just felt low rent. And, there was nothing to it. I mean, Scorpio Sky hanging out in the casket with the rose in his mouth. And Stang coming out and fighting him away. And I was like, that happened earlier. They do that too much. When there's another guy involved in this match and they fight him away and they just go off somewhere. I was like, I wasn't blown away by this match. It seemed like it just ended all of a sudden. I honestly can't remember a single thing in the match other than Darby Allin jumping on Ethan Page after he got into the coffin.
So, Eric, you're aware of the strike stuff we do in midweek during the week now?
I believe if Mark explained to me that if something reaches the 3 strikes, you guys will just stop talking about the show or something of that nature.
Yeah, so I added something new, basically just based off AEW, but it's going on all the shows that we do. So I started counting the brawls and the amount of interference spots. So there was 4 brawls in total on AEW and then 2 interferences. So that would have given it the strike instantly. But I didn't enjoy the way this ended. And even if we talk about our run-in review scale, the ending of this match was horrible. Like, it removed the fact that he did the coffin drop onto the coffin. How Ethan Page ended in that coffin, it was stupid. And there wasn't enough drama going into that for it to be like a proper, Undertaker casket match like it was. Like, I would rather go back and watch Undertaker versus Kamala, and that was terrible.
But I think the thing about it, though, is just that, like, the character of Darby Allin, like, I don't know if AEW is trying to say that he kind of has some Undertaker tendencies, so let's make this a coffin match. It didn't make really any sense because he's like a skater that likes to get into body bags. Or, like, I don't understand the link to the coffin, but it doesn't work. It was a stipulation that wasn't needed, that they added for whatever reason. And it's just, to me, it's usually the thing about AEW where they have this problem of doing too much, where they need to go and just edit some stuff out. Like, let's do this. We want to do all this and say, okay, let's take this out. Let's take that out. Let's take that. They need to really edit themselves a little bit more. But overall, though, the problem is that until their fans turn on their product, as long as their fans become rabid and think that everything that they do is great, they're going to continue to do the show the way that they want to do it. And I mean, that's perfectly fine because it's their show.
But here's my issue with this is that, like you said, this match seems to just come out of nowhere with the coffin stipulation. Like, they're basing this feud off of stuff they did in whatever companies for how many years ago and, all that. And these two have never had a singles match together. It just seems like it's just escalated really fast. And I'd rather see them just have a regular match and just, build up to the reason why we're having a coffin match. Because it just seems like we're just having a coffin match to have one.
Manny, I'm about to hit the button because I'm about to make a point. Marcus, the problem with AEW is that
you can't give yourself points before you even do it.
Marcus, the problem with AEW is built on the foundation of we're going to talk about everything that everyone has done outside of AEW and we're going to make it relevant inside of here instead of making them do stuff relevant in AEW. Like when you talk about the Young Bucks, oh, this is what they did in Japan. This is what they did. When you talk about Moxley, it's like they haven't done anything within AEW to really solidify what their character is. The only person in AEW, unfortunately, who has done anything in AEW is probably Nyla Rose. She's the only one who won her championship. She defeated Rio. Like, all her accomplishments are because it's what she's done in AEW. No one else is. Like, the match between...
But you can't really do that on the basis that, like, someone like me that doesn't watch everything, I can't be going in there with a crib sheet on why this is relevant. Well, what has happened in the past, because they don't reference any of this.
Let's give an example, Manny. I think the best example for that is the match between Matt Hardy and Christian Cage. Let's say for whatever reason you're 22 years old. You weren't there for that first year when this feud started. You have no type of history between Matt Hardy and Christian Cage. And it really doesn't give you enough to care about this match. It does absolutely nothing. And I think that's the problem. When you think about their in-house feuds, all their in-house feuds have always evolved around Cody. That's it. Like, now Cody is feuding with Malachi Black, which, in essence, the coffin would have went very well with Malachi Black over him. JK says in the chat room, he's a golf skater like a kid playing as the Undertaker as a child. The coffin came from his dad's garage. Maybe.
But are they doing a bit too much in the fact that, like, so next week will be their second week of Fyter Fest, but then overall their third week of Gimmick Dynamites. So 2 weeks ago they had the strap match. This week they had a coffin match. Next week they're having a Texas Death Match. Are they doing too much in a short space of time?
Marks, do you want to answer that question first?
Just because they don't do pay-per-views like as many as WWE do?
I believe they give way too much away for free and just up front. Like, you gotta save some stuff. Let it simmer out. But I think it's booked like a lot of their matches in which we're going to throw everything into this one match. It's not save you anything for later. And to the point where you're going to become unimpressed with stuff that happens. And like, oh, yeah, they've done that. Oh, that's fine. Like, why am I paying to see something that I could probably get on Dynamite the next week?
I would say that for us, we probably need a fourth from the show who is a little bit more in tune with the AEW dynamic. But for me, at the end of the day, they book their show too much like an independent show. They book it to have the big hits to try to fill the seats, because at an indie show, you want to say that you went and you paid your $10 in this high school gymnasium and you saw guys almost kill themselves just for that glory. And that's what the show is like. You don't have any buildup. You just have climaxes after climaxes. And I know that probably set me up for bad things ever, but it's like we just don't have, like, when you think about...
Sounds like the end of every gangbang to me.
Yeah. I just think, like, when you think about the slow build that we had with Roman, because I don't even... It's... Yeah. Because, I mean... I think, like, for... That's really hard to follow up. So, when we go back to Ethan Page and we go to Darby Allin, yeah, they had history and things of that nature, but shouldn't they had it more when Ethan Page was fucking with Darby Allin a little bit more before we got to this match? Like, it was only 3 weeks.
What I want is the heel of the story to go over the face and get some come up. Like, I want there to be some heat on the heels. Oh, Barrick. He's back.
I didn't even say that. That was you talking about a gangbang going bad,
no,
man.
You said climax after climax.
Everybody enjoys some bukkake,
right?
Man. What can I say?
Just like LeBron James in playing a game in Space Jam. You threw it up, and I just slammed it home, all right? Oh, no, my tape fell off. All right, it's back on. But what I'm saying is that, can we get some heat on these heels for less than a week? Or, let's have... Imagine Roman every week on SmackDown, just beating people, not beating people up, but getting his ass kicked every single week by, let's say, Big E or somebody.
Wow,
that's better rap.
That's a dig move right there, Manny. That's a dig move, because like he did that in the process of you talking, Marcus, when your tape fell off. So we have been going low. So I think it's time for us to stop talking about AEW and let's talk about a show that we probably can all agree that we enjoy. That's NXT, and we will say, unlike AEW fans, NXT is by far from being perfect, but they do enough for us to enjoy it. So, excuse me as I sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Let out that demon. Let the demon out.
The show started off.
He's on SmackDown.
The show started off with the now partnerless Ember Moon. She's on her own again, and she fought Dakota Kai. Surprisingly, I really thought Ember Moon was going to get this win. I don't know why I thought that, but
it's Dakota Kai.
At the end of the day, Dakota Kai got a win, and I was happy to see Dakota Kai on the track. But as we say for long-term storytelling, you could say that they were painting the scene that Dakota will be turning on Raquel Gonzalez eventually because they kept talking about her friendship with her friend. Manny, do you agree that we're just setting up for Dakota to turn on Raquel?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. I think a title change is happening. I think Shiley's going to become the new women's NXT champion.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No,
you do.
No.
Really?
I 100% believe it. I believe it.
No.
I believe it in my soul.
Manny, you put way too much of your heart and soul into this. Don't let this break your heart. All right, don't let.
She's a Latina killer.
Not gonna
Manny, let me say something. You haven't even said anything, but you just put the thought in my mind. I can see it happening. I can see it happening.
Yeah, I can see it happening too.
I've been with Xia Li for a long time, and I can see the
What's
belt
wrong
go.
with you guys?
Marcus, just make
He's been with her since she was playing with fucking fans.
She was too spicy.
Because I already know how I would book it. Too. It makes so much sense to me. But Mark,
I need Dakota has to turn on Raquel next week for that title change to happen.
you don't even need Dakota. You could also use Mercedes Martinez, who got the mark from Tian Shaw. And then she becomes like her Sub-Zero assassin that gets Xia Li the title.
You get the mark, you get your ass kicked. Okay?
Yeah, but maybe she sees that.
Mercedes Martinez is dead.
I don't know, man. Betty, I believe, man. I believe, Betty. Yes, me and Betty's a sync.
Do you know the worst part is, Eric? The worst part, Eric, I didn't have to do much to convince you.
No, Betty. Let's talk about brighter days. Raquel Gonzalez is gone. There it is. Marcus, I'm sorry.
I'm glad that you are not. I am not on trial, and you're one of the jurors, because all the attorney has to do is come up there and say, "I can see Xia Li winning, or I can see this man be innocent," and I can just be like, "What?" And then you'd be like, "Damn, he right. I see it now. I can see it." No, I do not see Raquel Gonzalez losing to Xia Li anytime soon.
I do. She goes to Raw.
Yeah, she going to Raw, man. She going to Raw. Marcus, let's be honest. Marcus, would you really waste your time with Raquel Gonzalez down at NXT with Dakota Kai? It don't make no sense.
I do not care what Big Daddy Vince is saying right now. If I'm Triple H, let me finish this one. Let me get to Dakota turn. That's all I want. Just, you can get rid of her after Dakota turns on her, because that's what this is leading to. When Xia Li just walked by Dakota like she wasn't nothing, this woman just fought and killed Ember Moon, a former women's champion. She didn't matter to her. Xia Li wanted to go and challenged her, and Raquel is ducking Dakota Kai and won't issue her the challenge because Dakota has been declared the number one contender after this one. I don't see anything happening with Raquel losing until Dakota goes Dakota and turns on Raquel Gonzalez.
Now, Manny, because you are not my brother, because we believe in Xia Li, I have a question for you that does not even relate to this. Marcus, my Xia Li support runs deep, man. It runs deep, Marcus. Runs deep.
Too deep. I didn't realize that our family, that our names are over Xia Li. This is how it is. This is how our family ends. You pick a side, all right? Xia Li becomes champion or Xia Li not becomes champion. This is where the family line is.
My John Cena dollar, baby. My John Cena dollar.
Why do you have that?
Shall I tell you, when she went to the Essence Festival in New Orleans, she bought me a John Cena dollar that was right there. And she went back in the time where he was a doctor of thugonomics. But, Betty, my question for you is that we got the vignettes with LA Knight and my boy Cameron Grimes, who is his butler. Is Cameron Grimes the worst butler or the best butler for the situation?
You gotta go with stipulation. If you tell me I have to be a butler, I can show up and be a butler. If I've got money and I can send someone else to do that stuff, I will do it. Because nowhere did it say that he was on the payroll to be the butler. If you ain't paying me, I am gonna outsource this work.
I think for me,
nowhere did it say that I had to be a good butler either.
But I think the greatest thing, Marcus, about it was that it seemed like LA Knight was trying to humiliate him, but he kept finding a way. This fool got a free makeover on LA Knight's dime. And then he still, I mean, it just seemed like it didn't work out, and I enjoyed it all. What about yourself?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And, you know, it only logic kicked in. It's rare times when logic kicks in a wrestling show, but logic kicked in. Why would I do any of this work? Again, you hired me as a butler, but then again, I don't have to do a good job. I don't have to be the good butler. All right? This is what you asked for. Now I'm in your life for no reason.
So now, Manny, I think I'm about to take my brother back. Marcus, I think we agree on this one that Marcus, the diamond mine is really not a diamond mine. It's more like a cubic zirconium mine right now because, we got Tyler Russ defeating Bobby Fish. But
that take me back.
As I said in the text, I felt Bobby Fish would be a better hand to be in the group because, Marcus, we talked about how we learned that the big Asian man ain't go fight. And the fact that he ain't fighting, that just takes away all the mystery from the diamond
You
mine.
don't know. You don't know. He looks uninterested. He may be like Keith Lee, where he may have to be broken before he takes serious. You may have to push him.
They say he is the trainer. He is the trainer. He is the trainer, and he was the only thing that was the unknown entity in Diamond Mine. And if he ain't fighting, they ain't doing shit for me, right, Marcus?
Yeah, I don't know what Diamond Mine is. I mean,
I feel bad for Bivens.
Bivens look like, he's trying to sell me on something that don't matter. Like,
he was trying to tell you Tyler Russ at one point.
He's selling me a tag team of Tyler Russ and Roderick Strong, but they're not a tag team. They're fighting as individuals. Nothing is special about Diamond Mine. They don't do anything unique in the ring. They're not ruthless. They're not trying to win. Like, there's nothing. They're the same people. Like, give me something unique about these guys. There's nothing.
It's got 6 weeks left for me. It's got 6 weeks left for me.
If this was Shark Tank,
6 weeks,
I'm
ready?
already going. I'm out.
Yeah, I just had to give it 8.
Can we do 4? Because I think 4. I think to the next takeover. Because they need to do something to wow me, and they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I think 2 months. I think 2 months is fair. Because we tried with Retribution, even though it was dead on arrival.
Yeah.
Okay, if this was Shark Tank, would you guys allow them? Would you buy their product?
No.
Or are you guys out?
No.
You're out, just like me. So don't give them the 8 weeks. They're out. We're done. They're done.
No, so, I would buy. Thing is, I would invest for Bivens, but then I'd tell Bivens to get rid of everyone else.
So, you guys, you know how like we talked about how we feel like AEW doesn't take.
And there's Mr. Wonderful Manny.
You guys know how we talked about how we don't think AEW takes any time to invest into their storylines and their characters and stuff like that. I think the next segment I'm going to talk about on NXT is a prime example of setting things up for future storylines. And that is the whole Santos Escobar, Dexter Lumis, Hit Row storyline saga that took place all in this one match. Santos is he realized his focus is on the U.S. title. He needed to know who had the title, and he knows that Swerve Scott got it, and he's just disrespectful. Normally what you say when black people get a title, they're disrespectful. He goes on to have he has an entertaining match with Dexter Lumis. He defeats Dexter Lumis, but we need to talk about what happened with Dexter Lumis afterwards. A moment when Beth told Indy Hartwell to go out and get her man. She came out there trying to carry Dexter Lumis, and she fell on top of him. Maddie, this storyline between Lumis, Indy, and now Candice LeRae, who was stopping that, because, I mean, shouldn't she care about the tag team since Tegan Nox is no longer there? What did you think about that story?
I mean, great. I think the whole family dynamic of their situation makes it more funnier. And I really enjoy this whole thing that she's been trying to push Dexter Lumis away for weeks.
Yes.
To stop her getting distracted by Dexter, but she's failing.
Yes.
And it's more and the more when it happens, it's gonna be like Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. Gonna be. And Triple H is into that history shit, so he will make it like.
So Marcus, but the thing is, Dexter Lumis seemed like a man that would bring a woman down. So will Indy start not dressing well and just look like she's strung out? I mean, I'm just confused. What happens to Indy afterwards?
Are you saying we're going to get some grease?
I don't know, man.
Like a slut now.
Yeah, I don't know.
What I think needs to happen, and they planted the seeds. I don't think they really did, but I think this week on NXT, someone needs to be told about themselves, and that's Beth Phoenix. And I think Candice needs to go up to her and be like, you need to mind your motherfucking business and stay out of my daughter's life. And give her bad advice to date this 40-year-old man. Okay? She's in her 20s in a private life. She should be going after the tag team titles. And we're leading to Beth Phoenix versus Candice at the next takeover.
So
if I'm Candice LeRae, I'm calling out Roman. Hey, you got these problems, Edge. Just take out Beth.
So that's one storyline.
Hillcon.
Because
I'm going to take out Beth Phoenix.
Because
What the
now
fuck?
that like
Didn't even ask for that.
like since Johnny Gargano, he didn't beat Karrion Kross. Now you can like have him segue back into rescuing Indy from the clutches of Dexter Lumis, and you go back to that like for right now. But let's also talk about the other thing that happened that just broke my heart, Marcus, because it put us against each other. As we know, you are a supporter of Swerve Scott.
I thought Xia Li was the end of the family.
No, Marcus.
Boy.
I think this was the end of the family, Marcus. It was my squad versus your squad. You are Hit Row.
Eric, it's a race war. What are you talking about?
And I feel bad because I might be
Wait,
betraying
are you
my
jumping ship?
Marcus, I've been behind Legado del Fantasma for a long time, Marcus.
Sam Jackson to Legado.
And Marcus, I'm still behind it because I was so disappointed that Joaquin, Raul, or Santos did not knock that stupid hat off of Ashanti Adonis' head. That is the one man
leave that hat alone.
That's the one man who asked I need to kick. And if Santos needs to hire somebody, I am available to go and kick Adonis' ass because I know for a fact I can whoop his ass. I know it.
Oh, so we're doing NXT Eric versus the NXT locker room, and we know Eric would know he'd get through Ashanti the Adonis.
I'm not fucking with Top Dollar. We could go out and have a good time. But Adonis, we got it. I'm taking him out.
I mean, I think Ashanti the Adonis deserves his ass kicked the most of everybody said it on that stage.
But Marcus, we do know he's the one that's gonna lose at Hit Row. He's always the one that loses at Hit Row.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Well, you don't know what B-Fab is actually bringing to the table yet.
Well, now we know that.
I think we figured out she's there, Manny. She's gonna be eye candy. She's gonna be there, flexing, posing, talking her shit.
No, like I said,
ever get into the ring.
Like I said on Thursday, you can't have a physique like that and just do nothing on WWE.
Jay Cargill does it in AEW, so
how many wrestlers?
Jay Cargill at least wrestles occasionally.
Yeah,
when's the last time she wrestled, Maddie?
I don't know. Let me go check my thumbnails.
Yeah, Maddie, just point out that I think the last time she wrestled might be the same period that we're giving Diamond Mine to become relevant. So I'm just saying,
it's dark. She at least has AEW Dark. I feel B-Fab will never step in the ring. And Manny, you said no one can look like that and absolutely never wrestle. I disagree with that. There's been numerous wrestlers who have had great physiques, but cannot do anything in the ring.
Eva Marie?
Eva Marie wins matches.
Yeah, but she doesn't participate in them. She doesn't
participate.
to
win.
She
wins a win.
She got a dewdrop.
Mandy Rose? Yeah.
Don't you dare talk about her like that.
I did. Who had she won a match?
Hold on.
She got the best view trigger in the game.
Hold on. As my wristband is falling off again. And it looks like my thumb is completely broken.
Look like you lost your pinky, man.
Yeah. Let me say this without a shadow of a doubt. Mandy Rose is the best female wrestler in the world, and it's all because she has the V-Trigger!
Gentlemen, hold your horses. We are two Marcus, we are two segments where you can talk more about Mandy Rose, but I need you to focus.
You brought her up,
Marcus. I think, as you said, we don't know. We don't know if B-Fab will ever wrestle, but we will figure it out if Santos recruits a female for his group. If he goes to get a female, that means B-Fab is gonna fight.
You know who you want. You already know
Catalina Garcia.
No, Betty, no. Catalina Garcia just means that.
Who else is there?
Betty, I might have to go find Mercedes Martinez again. I don't know. She can play both sides, man. At the end of the day,
lost all mystique after she got knocked the fuck out.
Let's just say, in all honesty, I don't know how Santos Escobar can compete with Hit Row because they don't have nobody in their crew that can fight Top Dollar. They really need to find a bigger dude to help them in their battle.
How dare you? How dare you say that when they're the only people, they're the closest people to beating Karrion Kross.
That is true.
They were this close. He was this NXT.
Do you know that just brought back the bad memory of when he used that pickaxe just to hit the door when he could have broke the glass.
And that's when Manny knew there ain't no money in carrying.
So something that I'm ashamed of is that we're gonna talk about the breakout tournament match, and that was Ikemen Jiro versus Duke Hudson. So Betty, you don't know this. I'm watching this match, right? And I'm like, this Duke Hudson, he's pretty good. And in my head, I said, damn, it's a damn shame because he reminds me of Brandon Vink. It's a shame that they couldn't do
Brandon Vink.
Betty, I found out shortly thereafter it was Brandon Vink, and I was like, hot damn.
Because he looked it up.
Marcus didn't know last week.
I didn't know either.
Okay, to be honest, I wasn't paying attention last week to the breakout star. I looked at her, but didn't really. It was like, I don't know any of these guys. So it was pretty much that. But this week, it was clearly Brandon Vink.
No, Manny,
he walked out, I went, oh, Brandon Vink.
Manny, I watched this match, and I said to myself, I was like, wow, he reminds me of Wade Barrett, and also that guy who didn't get a chance, Brendan Vink. And I was like, shit, Duke Hudson might have a chance. Because I liked his 1-2 punch combo. And I just really didn't like Mr. Jiro. I didn't like him because he wrestled in a jacket. And I wanted him to lose, but I thought he was going to win. But the fact when I found out...
Jiro has magical hair. You leave him alone.
When I found out that Brendan Vink was Duke Hudson, my mind was blown.
What the argument?
I'm telling you now, if Sharpie Wife was on the show today, she would also say he had magnificent hair.
It's a possibility. His hair was
like the last time she was on and we were talking about the skin regimes of various wrestlers. She would say Ikemen Jiro had wonderful hair.
Let me just tell you, Ikemen said that Ikemen stands for handsome. He did not fit the bill. I felt he was not living up to his namesake. He should not be called handsome.
He looked like Han.
I feel like
heartthrob.
We needed to drop the. He should have just been Jiro. He should have just been Hero. That's all. Take the handsome away.
If you're Vince and you're taking what their names away, is it just Duke?
Marcus,
Duke?
I hate to say this.
I go by Duke.
I go by Duke. I like Duke. I was like, you know what? Duke Hudson looked like a dude that just go kick your ass for no good reason. I mean, the fact that we had him as Brendan Vink and they were able to take him away, and I didn't know that was Brendan Vink until after the match, I'm happy about that.
I think the name Duke Hudson implies that he smokes a lot of cigarettes. He smells like bourbon, and he hangs out outside. The truck. He drives the truck. Has a million stories, but ain't willing to tell any of them.
Yeah,
drives the truck and murders prostitutes.
Yeah,
wow.
Goes from town to town. Duke Hudson.
So technically, as Marcus told me on the 2 phone calls we had this week, he said that the moment of the entire week in professional wrestling is this moment right here when we had Casey Catanzaro going against Caden Carter going against Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea, where Aaliyah apparently somehow in some backroom negotiations got traded for Mandy Rose and all went to hell. Marcus,
this is a salary dump.
Marcus, why don't you describe the moment that Aaliyah got right here that she hasn't had in so many years?
So Aaliyah's been down there for a million years. She's still only 24, but numerous occasions during the cuts, Aaliyah is always mentioned as someone that's going to get cut. But anyway, at this very moment, they lose the match because Kamea, she can't win. And they turn on Robert Stubb, and she turns on Robert Stubb and continues to repeatedly kick them. I have not seen the NXT crowd get up like that since, I don't know, the Demon back in his prime showed up for the first time, but they were in amazement. They were cheering at her. They asked her to kick him again. She did. But it was the send-off of send-offs, and I had to get up on my feet and give Aaliyah her standing ovation, as this was the crowning moment of her career, and she's going to be able to tell her kids that she was a professional wrestler, and they went crazy for her. This one night, she turned on Robert Snow.
So, Manny,
I have no idea why that crowd was so hyped for this, but I got just as hyped for them.
Manny, do you agree with Marcus' assessment of Aaliyah having that big moment?
I do, but I feel like it happened a week too late. When Robert Stone was wearing that suit with those straps.
Goddamn
I
right.
feel like Robert Stone should have got beaten up that week. Robert Stone should have got beaten up that week by Aaliyah.
But so
other than that, everything Marcus said is correct.
So is Frankie Monet now the CEO of the Robert Stone brand?
I feel like he's
Possibly,
joining
but
up with it too.
I don't even understand that. How have you lost Aaliyah and then your company at the same time? That's a bad negotiation.
Wait a minute. You know the company was in shambles where he didn't have the money to pay Mercedes Martinez. Okay? He never got her second pay. And the company was like, I'm out of money. They were in shambles already. That's how you lose your company. All right? He needs to think up with Baron Corbin. Although that would be a great link up if the Robert Stone brand would link up with Baron Corbin.
The next question I have for you is that the main event took place. Johnny Gargano did not win the NXT championship. Karrion Kross is still going to live in NXT. However, after the match, he chokes out Samoa Joe. Do we have one more match of Joe against Karrion Kross? Because I'm sorry, you can't continue to tease me seeing Joe get beat up and he's not going to get in that ring against Karrion Kross. Marcus, you've been supporting Joe longer than AEW has been around. Do you think Joe got one more match in him?
What does AEW have to do with Samoa Joe?
Nothing, Marcus. Nothing at all.
It's only been, 3 years? So that's not that long at all. Most celebrity marriages last longer than that.
Oh.
But anyway, they better give us this damn match. You can't have Joe get choked out by Karrion Kross, and after Karrion Kross pins Gargano, he jumped in his face. There was so much tension between them, and the feud is there. If we do not get this match, I will be highly disappointed. And not only that, even though I haven't paid a dime, I will feel cheated out of my money.
Manny,
I would rather watch Pete Dunne versus Samoa Joe than Karrion Kross. I
Pete
really
Dunne
would.
gotta decide who he is.
And Samoa Joe needs to drop at least 20 pounds. he's out there on his commentator weight.
That is also true. But I think we can admit, though, that is an intriguing story that will Joe just allow himself to be choked out by Karrion Kross. Like, that's one reason to tune into Tuesday to figure out exactly what happens in that situation.
Question, though. So Regal said he can only attack if provoked.
Correct.
So with next week, does this carry over to next week, or does he have to wait to be provoked again?
Manny, that's the one thing about television that we have to figure out if he can hold his provoked.
A time limit of promotion.
If he can have that provoke card that he can always hold. I don't know, but we'll see.
He took me out a week ago. Yeah, statute of limitations.
I'm gonna do something.
If you couldn't get him out, I couldn't get him back. I was choked out. It's too late. You could have got him back on Wednesday.
I'm gonna do something that I rarely do on this show, and I'm gonna talk about Monday Night Raw. Manny, I need to ask you a question. Jinder Mahal's goons messed up. They thought they had Drew McIntyre's sword, but then Drew McIntyre said that you never bring the original, you always bring a replica. Then for some reason he brought the original when he destroyed Jinder Mahal's motorcycle. If you're Jinder, do you whoop your goon's ass for failing to accomplish the goal?
Fight. What makes you?
Well, that's technically that's partially his fault because he took the sword.
Yeah.
Little did he know it was a replica, and then Drew, fully knowing it's a replica, decides to retaliate with more violence.
Yeah,
Drew's an asshole.
I mean,
Drew's an asshole.
did he really have to mess up the bike? The bike was a nice motorcycle.
To be fair, he merely only did cosmetic damage.
He
to
did.
it.
Well, no, Manny, he did yank that exhaust pipe when it was not working. That's when he decided, let me go mess up the front fender.
Oh no, I already missed American Badass Jinder right into the arena in his motorcycle. 2 weeks in a row we got that. 2 weeks I went, that's a bad man right there.
So
that dude doesn't wear a helmet. He just rolling down the street. Don't care about any precautions. We get the Jinder shot of him coming down a ramp and around. I'm already disappointed we're never getting that again.
I just want to point out also, I think something that happened on Monday Night Raw that many people might not know about because they don't want to watch it. I thought the match between Ricochet and Johnny Drip was actually a very entertaining match. And the way
put the Drip in his name.
Johnny Drip, sorry. And I enjoyed the way that Miz in a wheelchair was used in this match. It was more enjoyable than what it should have been. But I have never seen a man used as a weapon in a wheelchair.
No. You only enjoyed the struggle with him going up that ramp. I have never seen someone struggle so hard in my life.
To the point where they had to cut to the back, and then a stagehand pushed him up that ramp.
Yeah.
No, he stood up and then pushed the chair himself.
Even though the Miz is white, I want to say that was the black man's struggle in going everyday America of trying to get up that hill in that wheelchair. We're already handicapped and we can't get up that hill. And so, just so many different struggles. Him being put on his back, they have taught me new ways to attack handicapped people and embarrass them in
Marcus,
new ways.
hey,
On his back was horrible.
Marcus, consider that you are considering handicapped right now because you can't wrap your head. I didn't know that you were trying to find a handbook of how to attack handicapped people, Marcus.
Well,
I'm disappointed.
We don't often in the UK
guy.
we refer to them as disabled, and I feel like Riddle fully disabled the Miz.
Yeah,
put him on his back.
Yeah, that was horrible. And I went, oh, you can do that to people in a wheelchair.
He treated the Miz like he was a turtle.
And I also
he
feel
on his back and he couldn't do anything.
I feel like nobody will give Raw credit, but I actually thought this was one of the better Raw shows that they've had in a long time. There were things that I cared about. I got to see Omos in a match against Omos, and then
right.
The agile Omos.
I thought the Fatal 4-Way match
Where's
with the
the
women, I thought Nikki Ash, Asuka, Naomi, and Alexa Bliss actually had a really entertaining match.
No.
No.
When Alexa Bliss left this match, the match became good. Let's get that correct.
Maddie,
when Dudok took Alexa Bliss out of this match and then Alexa disappeared, the match became very competitive.
I don't understand why Dewdrop was dressed like she was about to go to a high school social. That's what it looked like.
Don't worry about what she's doing. Right now in that segment, you witnessed the last Thunderdome bump in which someone is thrown off camera and you don't know what happened to him. And that's what Dewdrop did to Alexa Bliss. And that match became hella competitive. I was like, this is real shit. They fight for their jobs.
Well,
and Naomi didn't even take the pin. Asuka did.
Yeah. I don't know what Asuka did. One of the MVPs of the pandemic era, Asuka, who showed up and started dancing as Eric dies of...
Eric, we'll hold the show. Go off camera and blow your nose.
Yeah.
It won't help, man. You see the redness right here.
This entire show looks like someone is being very evil outside your window and blowing pollen right in your face.
It's like I'm being attacked by all the AEW fanboys. They say, you know what? All the bees at night. Let's get Eric to start sneezing. That's what's going on.
But yeah, Raw was entertaining, and you can even talk about even Bobby and Woods. The main thing is Bobby has left Raw because he lost to Xavier Woods, which is a low point in anybody's career, which they may never come back.
No, I think the thing that you failed to mention, Marcus, he left, but he came back even more full of hell because he left, he was full of hell, and he came back saying that he was sick of MVP with all these bitches. These bitches was distracting him, man. They were distracting him.
No, the funniest part was he left and got changed. So he was out of his ring gear, but then he got changed angrily, and then he returned like he'd been in a fight already.
Yeah, he came back as management like he's had the most stressful day in the office. And he's trying to untie things. And he needs to settle this right now. Need the hell to lose ends. And he cussed MVP out. He looked at the camera and said he's going to become a killer. And I think Kofi is dead this Sunday at Money in the Bank because that man was motivated, he was driven, and he plans on killing somebody.
Force hate energy.
I rebuke the devil, man. I rebuke the devil. You know what? Let me bring a little bit more happiness to the show. All right, I'm okay. So let's talk about Money in the Bank. Bobby Lashley.
Before you get there.
Okay.
Do you think Mandy Rose's burn on Natty was the thing that got her traded? Did Natty big league Mandy Rose?
No, so I think what really happened, and it happened on Raw, is that when Tamia pushed Dana Brooke in her titties, and they was like, "Are we really doing a feud with Mandy Rose, Tamina Snuka, and Dana Brooke and Natty?" They looked at themselves and said, "Have we really hit this far and low end on the boat that we might have a Tamina Dana Brooke match? We can't let this happen. We just can't let this happen. Something needs to be done." And then someone hopped on the phone. Hey, NXT, we're about to have something bad because something happened where we might get Tamina versus Dana Brooke. We need to mix things up. Well, we got Aaliyah available. That's fine. We'll take her. We'll give you Mandy Rose. Problem solved. At the end of the day,
that doesn't solve Tamina versus Dana Brooke.
It ain't gonna happen because Dana Brooke might not make it to the next Monday Night Raw, Marcus.
This is what I need to happen on Raw this Monday. I need Tamina and Natty to walk up and say, "You ain't got Mandy no more, bitch. You ain't got Mandy no more," and just start beating the shit out of Dana Brooke. And it's just like, this is what happens. There are repercussions to trades.
Or
Dana Brooke is just getting mugged.
Or better yet, Dana Brooke just shows up with Aaliyah and they act like they haven't done a replacement with Mandy Rose and they just act like everything is normal, which would be hilarious to me also. So, we have Money in the Bank this Sunday.
He could ask me and you to cover this part. He's clearly struggling so hard.
No, man, because you know what? I'm going to persevere. I'm going to persevere and make it through this. So we have Money in the Bank because we still got to talk about Space Jam, the only jam. Well, we really don't have to, but I think you guys want to. Money in the Bank, the kickoff match will be the Mysterios against the Usos for the Tag Team Championship. Do we think that the Usos will be bringing gold back home to the Tribal Chief?
They're going to disappoint him again. And then win it on SmackDown like the next week.
You agree with him, Manny?
What? That you're a survivor?
No, that the Usos will lose. That the Usos will lose.
Yeah, I don't think you have a title when the story is so good. You don't have the titles change hands on the pre-show. I think they save it either for a SmackDown or they do it again on SummerSlam. So, moving on to another tag team championship match, we have AJ Styles and Omos. Jesus Christ.
Going against the Viking Raiders.
It's
It's that hate, man. It's that hate energy.
Hold on. As we quoted we've done Brian McKnight, we've done Backstreet Boys. Now it's time for a little Ronald Isley and say, "You're contagious, touch me, baby."
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Drive me wild. Oh, he died. He really did die.
Oh. Okay, so what match was he talking about?
I don't know. I guess
let's talk about let's do the women's Money in the Bank match. I didn't know Natty and Tamina were added to this match.
Yeah, Natty was added, I think, the previous week, and then Tamina was added this week randomly.
Yeah, I don't think I can deal with them two being in this match. And if if those two win, I'm not watching it. I'm cutting off the rest of the show. I'm not watching it.
They take it down together. In the darkest timeline, they both become Miss Money in the Bank, and I don't see that happening. I honestly don't know who's going to win this one. I got Liv Morgan, I think, winning.
I think I got Liv. Or they give it to Selena.
That's the consolation prize. Sorry for releasing you and not re-signing your husband.
I just hope it's not the Delta that's getting the best of me, man. I don't need it to be the Delta. I ain't ready for it.
No, it's Southwest.
Okay, so we were talking about the women's Money in the Bank.
Okay.
While you were away, we were talking about women's Money in the Bank. So Marcus either thinks it's Liv. I think it could either possibly be Liv or Zelina that wins this one.
This is a hard one to call because, like, when you think about it, Zelina kind of makes sense if you're going to give her a push. She's one of the few females that can talk on the microphone, but they got all this momentum with Liv. I think that Zelina wins because I think you have a better interaction between Zelina and Bianca Belair because you have that the black and brown relations. But I think it's really up for grabs. I think as Marcus mentioned or someone mentioned, when the hell did Natty and Tamina get thrown into this match that no one knows? Like, it's like
they brought it up numerous times.
But I do love.
Is there a possibility that we get the man return and pull a Brock Lesnar and just climb the ladder and take the?
Hey, who are the? Maybe, but who are the women in this match again?
We have Zelina Vega. We have Asuka. We have Naomi. We have Alexa Bliss. We have Nikki. We have Liv. We have Natty, and we have Tamina Snuka. There's nobody meaner than Tamina.
Stop giving her last name. We've taken it away.
You know what's funny? Betty, I took away everybody else's last name, but I kept hers for some reason. Go figure.
But here we go. This is what I think it's not going to happen, but it's going to happen. Becky plays the card. Asuka, you won this thing. That's terrific and all. But you owe me one. I gave you my damn title. I gave my title. You owe me one. Let me finish off where I left off, damn it. Let me finish where I left off.
Nah, she got pregnant. That's her fault.
Marcus, let's be honest. We know what's gonna happen. One of the managers and the producers is gonna walk up to Natty Neidhart and say, "Natty, you're not gonna make it to Money in the Bank."
It's gonna be Natty.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be Tamina. Tamina's knees can't deal with this.
Yeah, I mean,
someone's getting jumped out.
But see, the thing I don't understand that. I think that Zelina or even Liv would be better winning the Money in the Bank because let's be real. Becky does not need the Money in the Bank. She is Becky Lynch. You just don't need it. Like,
we got new.
I know. Eddie Rubiek, he says, spoiler, Roman versus Edge and Seth Rollins will interrupt and will help Roman win, and we'll have Edge versus Rollins at SummerSlam and John Cena versus Roman Reigns and John, and he wins his 17th world title. I don't think Roman's losing anytime soon.
Book it.
I would like that.
Book it.
We need to escape from Ric Flair. I don't want him being tied with Ric Flair anymore. I want him to overtake Ric Flair so we can erase that old man.
If he goes over Ric Flair in this secret title, this chase, does John Cena have to also start selling cars as Ric Flair sells cars?
About family, man. It's about family.
No, because John Cena's making money, Hollywood money as well now. So I would hate to see John Cena fall on hard times and start selling car insurance.
For the general?
John Cena go. No, for whatever car shield is what Ric Flair be selling.
But so, Manny, I don't know if you guys are getting this over in your country, but John Cena is actually doing something pretty bad. He's doing Expedia, which is like the credit card, like our credit score company. Like, he's like, you can protect your credit score with Expedia. Like, it's
John Cena's everywhere. He's everywhere. And his movie, The Suicide Squad, comes out in like 2 weeks.
So, I think, so who did you pick for the Women's Money in the Bank, Marcus? I'm going with Zelina.
I'm going to Liv Morgan for $500.
And Manny?
I think Liv, but I have a possibility that it could be Alexa for Raw.
Okay.
Because you're not gonna. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna. I think the winner for the men's is gonna come from SmackDown.
So now we go to the men's Money in the Bank. And I think this is where things get really interesting because you have Kevin Owens, you have Drew McIntyre, you have Matt Riddle, we have Ricochet, we have John Morrison, we have Big E, we have Nakamura, and we have Seth Rollins. Now, gentlemen, I'm going to start with the first question. Who do you not want to win, Marcus?
Drew.
Yeah, I believe it's Drew McIntyre. It's someone I do not want to win. He does nothing. He does nothing with it, and I do not want to see him challenge for the title again, no matter what the situation is. However, my pick to win the man's Money in the Bank, and you can sneeze on this all you want, but it's gonna land hard. My winner is the one and the only Matt Riddle with Randy Orton saying, "You have to give me that brief. You got to give me that. You got to give me that briefcase, bro. You got to give me that."
Now, Manny, before you answer, Eddie said in the chat, do you guys agree with me when I say Roman needs to lose at WrestleMania against The Rock because WrestleMania will take place in Hollywood? I don't know if you could guarantee, especially in the States, how everything is going on with the coronavirus and stuff like that. If we
well, this is 2 years. WrestleMania LA is 2 years from now.
Yeah, but I like, what if Like, you got to try to kind of have to strike while the iron is hot in a way. I mean, I don't know.
I don't even think WWE can actually afford The Rock's insurance to actually put on that match. Because if The Rock gets injured, they are literally going to lose a lot of money.
And let's also point out, if Jungle Cruise is a success, we're really screwed because then that insurance goes up. And I love his energy drink.
WrestleMania is all based on Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, if Jungle Cruise is a success or not.
This was Jungle Cruise was an absolute failure, Rock.
So,
no one went to see it. No one paid on that Disney Plus.
If you want to see Roman versus The Rock,
failure.
Marcus, if you want to see Roman versus The Rock, don't go see Jungle Cruise. Let it flop, and you'll be okay. Now, Manny, your co-host Marcus has selected Matt Riddle. Who are you selecting to win the men's Money in the Bank?
First of all, I don't like the fact that the WWE's booking has made me believe in this man. They've made me believe in Ricochet for 3 weeks. And I know he's going to fail. But they've made me believe. They've made me believe. And I don't like it. But I have to stick with my boy. We've been through hard times. We've been through the Apollo months. He's escaped Apollo for several weeks now.
Mark, say you please put your padded head down. I don't know.
He's having foot spa days with Pat McAfee. I've got to stay with my boy, Big E.
Wow. It's a good pick.
So, the thing about it, though, is that Marcus, Matt Riddle would have been my pick. But because I want to be a different variety of the show, I'm not going to pick Matt Riddle in this situation. But I agree with you. Drew McIntyre should not win. I have to go with the former Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, winning this. I think that Seth Rollins winning puts a little bit more of a dynamic of him looming over Roman. But, Manny, I would agree with you. For the few people who have watched Monday Night Raw for the last month or so, WWE has put more investment in Ricochet than they have ever put into Ricochet to make us all believe that he means something to the company. And if he won, I think it would break the internet because then it's a possibility WWE is giving new stars an opportunity. Manny,
it wouldn't break the internet. Do you know what it would be?
It would be a crowd pleaser.
Everyone would be like, Ricochet?
Oh, no.
Ricochet?
Manny,
I can't even spell Ricochet.
Manny,
no one could. Anytime I write Ricochet, I have to double check myself before I spell that.
I'll write Richard O'Shea just so we can get it right.
So El Luchador is also going with Big E. I mean, when you really come down to it, I hope that Ricochet will have maybe he could take the title off of Sheamus, because I do hate that Sheamus is not in the Money in the Bank, but Humberto Carrillo broke his nose. But I think that Ricochet with the
Sheamus killed him for it.
With the U.S. title would be good. No, because it's an Intercontinental title. But I'm happy to see Ricochet's finally getting the respect that he deserved. I wouldn't mind if Ricochet got drafted back down to NXT where he could excel a little bit more.
But I like to say that we said all these suggestions, but right now when one of the comments, I think let's see if I get it. Was it Eddie?
Yeah.
Whatever. He just said, we all said we like the suggestions of Seth Rollins winning and cashing in on Roman in the middle of the match, costing Seth, going down the storyline with him and Edge, and all of that going, all that jazz.
So Mark Eddie, since you brought up, he has another question. He has two last questions. What do we think about Brock Lesnar's new look, and what he grown hair, and what do you think if he is returning and face Roman? What the fuck will happen with Paul Heyman? I think it makes entertaining television no matter what happens if he comes back, because the thing about it is that the way that Paul Heyman interacts with Roman, he worships Roman as a god. Like the way he talks about him, the way he says it. Brock Lesnar was his beast. I think it will be a very interesting dynamic. Manny, you seem like the frown on your face says that you have a disagreement. Like LeBron not wanting to go with the fundamentals.
I love Brock Lesnar's new haircut. He looks like Billy Gunn and Val Venus all at the same time.
You mean Mordecai?
And what was the second part of the question?
I will put it back on the screen. And how do you think the dynamic with Paul Heyman?
I think it would be a good story. I feel like where Paul's allegiance lies and everything, it would make for a very good story, and yeah, it'd be an enjoyable one because that's the one that is the actual money match.
The person that gave Marcus the title that is now defunct on this show, he says Mustafa Ali to NXT would be a great because he's never been there. Marcus, do you like to see Mustafa Ali go to NXT, or do you like him to continue torturing Mansoor on Monday Night Raw?
I want him to continue to torture Mansoor so Mansoor can make it to Saudi Arabia and we get this match. That's all this is leading to. Saudi Arabia, Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali in a match.
For that big green belt. For that big green belt previously held by Braun Strowman.
So,
the greatest world.
And I guess the last question I have, maybe I have two questions. Does Charlotte defeat Rhea to become the 12-time women's champion, I believe, this time?
I don't know. I've lost count.
That's the best answer for this because I don't know what direction they're going in with this. I'm going to keep Rhea with the belt, but I don't know.
I'm going to say
Rhea versus because if Becky comes back, that means Charlotte versus Becky again. But I think Rhea takes that.
No, I think she's going to SmackDown.
I could say that
Can't put everybody on SmackDown, man. Can't put anybody.
I could honestly say that I honestly just don't. I think Rhea to me is just not. She's not ready to be a champion yet. I just don't think she is. And
but she's got time as well. She's not old. She's like 24.
But they keep giving her the title, and unfortunately for me, each one of her title reigns have been like not the best. It's just that I don't know. She doesn't strike the fear in me.
Raquel Gonzalez going to Raw does because Xia Li is never winning. She's never winning.
Marcus, Eddie has one more question.
You destroyed this family with Xia Li.
And he said this is really the last question. He says, what do you think if his return at Royal Rumble, what the crowd do? Will you think he will beat Edge when he returns to the Royal Rumble 20? I mean,
He's never coming back.
I don't think he will ever come back.
Understand that.
Oh, just like how Manny almost fell.
I'm in the zone of CM Punk. If he comes back, he hurts his legacy of whatever he's trying to do. It's more money to never come back than it is to come back.
I agree with you, Marcus, and I don't normally do that. I just think that CM Punk was a moment in history that happened. And the longer it goes without him appearing on professional wrestling, the bigger the legacy is. If he comes back and let's say his reaction and his pop is not what everybody thinks it would be.
Oh, it's going to be huge.
Then it would be a big disappointment.
It's going to be huge. He going to show up at AEW.
But Bart, let me ask you this question. Do you put CM Punk on that same level as The Rock, as Steve Austin, or even Marcus, or even the besmirched Hulk Hogan? Like, does he put those butts in the seat?
He puts butts in the seats, but he didn't draw that much money.
He ain't The Rock.
He didn't draw that much money.
Let me put it this way.
He's a step below those guys.
I think Eddie said he said if Goldberg could come back after 12 years, he could too. I think that if CM Punk came back, it would be treated like how Goldberg is being treated. Like nobody wants it.
Would you want to see a 50-year-old Punk come back after 12 years? I don't.
No. I don't.
He already lacks athleticism as it is. Although I want to see him use, he used the microphone. It'd be nice, but I don't really want to see him step in the ring at 12 years from now. Like right now,
wrestling has moved past
CM Punk. Get back in
CM
the ring
Punk.
now or don't. Yeah, he either get back in the ring now or don't come back at this point.
I guess this is a better question. Like, as wrestling fans, why is it seem like it's a requirement that you need to focus on the past instead of focusing on the future? Like, why must we continue to try to bring back the glory days to make wrestling seem relevant?
That's everything, though. That's everything. We just got a new goddamn Space Jam movie. People keep bringing shit. Ghostbusters are coming out again. People are focused on the past. The past draws money because you know what draws money? Nostalgia. We ate at a Sizzler one time. They took our money
So
at a Sizzler because nostalgia.
El
And it
Luchador
tastes
says
like shit. You do it.
he's on a Triple H level, and I disagree because I actually enjoy.
That's about right.
I actually enjoy when Triple H comes back because he seems to always come back at the right time. Like it's like when we ain't got nobody, let's call Triple H.
But that's a
Triple H is only
Triple H.
like a. Triple H is literally a hand you go to when no one else is around. He's a safe.
Yeah, but
he's a emergency break glass.
Yeah, but that's
kind
the
of
level I think Punk is at. He's not a megastar like the other names you mentioned, your Cenas, your Rocks, and Austins, and all that, and Hogans. But he is on a nice Triple H level where he existed in the era of a megastar.
I think he's below
and he
Triple
was right
H.
there
honestly.
with him.
I think he's
like
below Triple H.
I think he's below Triple H because
I think they're the same level.
because they tried to use his name on that backstage show on Fox, and it didn't even move a needle of him being on there. So I don't think
That came on at 11 p.m. at night.
I still think that people.
But
I used-
wrestling fans would
what?
watch nonsense.
Marcus, we used to stay up to 1:00 in the morning to watch Shotgun Saturday Night, man. And let's not forget about the Saturday Night main event. So Marcus, a timetable doesn't do it. I just don't think CM Punk put the butts in the seat, especially if he goes back to WWE. It'll be something that
the backstage is different. Who wants to see Punk do what he does for free on Twitter? And that's bash WWE. He's like,
I thought you was gonna let us see the person that we can't see. That's what I thought was about to happen.
there ain't nobody behind him.
There's no one
If there's
behind
anybody
him.
behind him, it's Jacob. It's Jacob Toretto. And his super spy skills.
So before
He's
we
just
go
swinging
into
by the roofs of London right now, and so happy to stop by Manny's house.
before we go into the movies with the guys, we do have one email, and you
Is
know,
that what the name of the segment is?
movies with the guys. Shit, I
By
don't
the
know.
way,
With the guys.
Did you watch Black Widow?
I did.
Okay, let's movie with the guys. We'll do this.
Okay. Adrian says it's the guy that likes onions on a juicy steak. For dessert, give him a slice of marble cake. The guy who likes to eat at the Eiffel Tower is the Disman's, folks. He's got the power. Now, Betty, I feel like the
Hold on,
onions.
can you read that differently? Hold on, that last line, you gotta read that differently.
I
That was
read-
a He-Man reference of a He-Man reference, and you gotta read that he's got the power with the power.
No. But Betty, how do you feel about onions on steak?
I don't like onions, so yeah, not a big fan.
Are you a man that just wants your steak just steak?
I think a garlic butter sauce on top of it for me. Sometimes a bit of béarnaise sauce.
Béarnaise, look at him.
That's nice.
And I guess the last question, what is the temperature of your steak, Manny?
Medium, rare.
Okay. Marcus, what about you? Do you
Anything
like-
above a medium, you are a psychopath.
Mark, are you like?
Well, that means
Are you like
90% of the
Are you like
black
these
community
shoes? Are you like these?
psychopaths.
Marcus, how do you like your steak?
I like my steak just like I like my women, rare and juicy.
Marcus, now you sound like Trevor Bauer, and I don't think I like that on this show, man. I don't want that.
Well,
I don't want that.
Can you? I need you to ask the Boo Boo Baron how he likes his steak, because I'm thinking he's gonna say weathered.
Well, the thing about the Boo Boo Baron, he doesn't really eat steak. He does not like steak. Well, he will always say, "I don't like steak," and then I'll make tri-tip or a steak, and he'd be like, "What's this right here?" Like that kid has a palate of a 2-year-old, pretty much.
Yeah, baby mouth, eating nachos and shit.
Yeah, like I think.
Yeah,
Manny,
Friday night restaurant.
let me ask a
Do
question.
Do y'all have nachos and grape soda?
have you outgrown
Like you.
nachos?
Yeah, I don't really like them.
Yeah, and
I don't like the pumped cheese they put on it because it's disgusting cheese.
So, and I think we've had this conversation. There's a point where you become a grown ass man and you don't eat nachos anymore. Ryan still has not found that point of not fucking with nachos. I'd rather just
Like you can do it if you're watching it with sports
Yeah.
and people are around, sure. But like if you're eating a plate
Yeah.
of nachos to yourself,
yes.
you need help.
As
Like-
a dinner? Yeah.
Like we went to a restaurant and he ordered fucking nachos. It was like, you could order anything you want. You order nachos?
What kind of restaurant was it?
Chili's.
It was like a Chili's, I think. I'm not sure.
No, it wasn't a Chili. No. It was a restaurant where you didn't have to order the nachos. I'm just saying, although a place that has nachos on the menu can't be that special.
I don't know, El Luchador, but I'll take your word for it, man. I'll take your word.
El Luchador, you're a grown ass man. You should be stopping doing that these days. With all due respect.
He might have anxiety, man. He does have kids, so you never know. He says, what's really good, Sharpies, what's really good? To begin our time together, I wanted to expand on why I called in just to talk to you guys. The first reason was because I wanted you to hear my sincerity. But what sparked me wanting to say thank you was because during our conversation about long-term booking, some points were made that I felt could be applied to upcoming books I will be writing. It then occurred to me that your respective opinions have been helping me a lot of the years. So since I try to give people their roses while they're around to receive them, I felt it was necessary to let you guys know. Now then, I have a question. A question sponsored by Motivational Vacations, which you can sign up and register at emersoncotton.com. emersoncotton.intellitravel.com. And by the Alpha Wrestling Organization, swing by Amazon and grab a copy of the AWO Big Time Players Episode 1, The Beginning of Change, and AWO Big Time Players Episode 2, Continuing to Grow. You grab both books for $15.98 as a set, not a piece. Anyway, my question for you guys is Gigi Dolan's gimmick that she's a bisexual on ecstasy or something? I mean, she sounded funny
on something
when she challenged Sarai. I personally felt that Gigi Dolan was probably one of the biggest standouts of the week in professional wrestling. I liked her look.
Because she was high.
I liked her gimmick. Goddamn right, you know.
I've never seen that woman. So Sarai looked so scared when she was talking to her that the only response she got was, okay.
But you have to give her credit because she took the kick that Sarai gave to her and she kept on ticking, man. She kicked the shit out of her. Kicked the shit. But I like Gigi Dolan. You know,
Gigi Dolan's gimmick is she's like a female Matt Riddle, but maybe intoxicated.
Okay.
Like Matt Riddle at least comes to work clean. Like,
well, you know what?
Like Matt Riddle's doing it intentionally, whereas Gigi Dolan is.
You know what? I might have to
like
call my boy.
She's on her way for Dark Side of the Ring, and they're gonna cut to this clip of Gigi Dolan's brother. You can tell she's clearly fucking waiting.
Hey, let me tell you, I might have to make a call to my boy Santos Escobar because he might can find somebody that beat B5's ass just for a bottle of drink because that's might all it takes. Anyway, okay, so that wasn't my real question. Here's my real question: where are the up and comers on the indie scene these days? Who's the next CM Punk, Low-Key, Homicide, Samoa Joe, Austin Aries, Bryan Davidson?
Homicide.
Why don't we hear I can't wait until this guy comes up? Anyway, Sharpies, I'm going to go, but you guys take care. Remember, if you want tickets to any WWE or AEW event, swing by ec.intellitravel.goldentickets.com. Later, guys. I have never followed the indies, so I don't know if I'm right to answer the question. Marcus, you have had your ear to the street for a long time. Marcus, are there any up and coming people coming in? Because the last person that I was told that was up and coming was Warhorse, and that was told to me by AEW. And when the Warhorse showed up, I said, if this was the up and coming wrestler, then I'm doomed. Marcus, what about you? Is there anybody better than Warhorse?
No, you know, out there in the streets, I believe all the indie wrestlers get scooped up these days real quick. And the independents are going to have a hard time, especially with the existence of AEW, who, if you want to watch AEW Dark, I believe they get most of these independents. And I think Ring of Honor has like 5 of them or something. So just keep your usual places they show up. They'll be back. And then considering that we're currently in a pandemic and a lot of these companies kind of went either one under, and, you know, there's not a lot of stuff going on for them, you know, with live shows and stuff. So we'll see.
Manny, I have a question for you because you can answer it like Marcus too, but I want to piggyback on that one. If someone is signed to the Performance Center contract, do we still consider them a indie talent, or are they now a WWE employee that once was indie? Like, how do we view them?
They're an employee. They're an employee because they're now being forced out of their indie ways, where you've got to lose a lot of bless you. You have to lose a lot of the indie tendencies where you rush things or do excessive dives for no payoff. Yeah,
the AEW style, man.
No, because WWE they want everyone to wrestle the similar styles, so you don't have that much clash of styles and everyone can work with each other.
And Manny, I ask you this question: what do you think is a better way? Like, do you think that having that one style makes it easier for everybody to work with, or do you feel like it should be just a variety?
I think have a basic there, so like a basic foundation of what WWE wrestling is, and then have your specialities where you can move between things like you have on the main roster, where some people do have like certain things to their game.
Marcus, what about
not
you?
Like not like where AEW, where it's mostly the same.
Where do you stand on that, Marcus?
Well, I think either if you are wrestling WWE style or your own style, a company develops their own style basically because what they want. Like AEW has their style in which go and do what you want, and WWE has their style of we kind of control everything you do and what we want to see you do and tell the story we want you to tell. I don't care either way. If it's entertaining, it works. If it's not,
do you think that? I mean, at the end of the day, we're just old and we're like old men, and we're just stuck in our ways.
Oh no, I don't care.
Okay. I'm glad you don't care.
You either adapt or you're gonna hate everything.
Yeah.
and coming from the hater, man, I understand what you're saying. And, for anybody who's rode with us for 2 hours and 40 minutes so far, we really appreciate it. But we still have one
show.
I had a lot to talk about, and I'm also dying on the air. But I will let everybody know that if you're listening to the show live right now, that's it for all the wrestling talk. We have now it's time for the brothers to be at the movies. And at the end of the day, we're about to
we were movies guys at the movies.
Brothers, what is it called?
It don't matter. It don't matter. We're about to throw the shit on some movies.
It's now time for us to talk about Space Jam: A New Odyssey.
Why is this not the logo or the thumbnail for the show?
Because I don't want to be taken down. But
you could have put the AEW logo, our logo up there. I would have just did that.
Because Marcus,
you could have put our logo. You could have put the Sharpshooters logo on the jersey.
Gentlemen, I just want to point out, we just started. I just did this shit while we were talking about this. I was in the background doing this. So I cannot have any control. But overall,
you can easily change this to the thumbnail after.
Nope, because Manny already changed my thumbnail once.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
All right.
So,
put your hands
we all took the time out of our busy lives and watched the premiere of Space Jam. Some people, it took a little bit longer to finish the whole movie than others. That would be me. What did you think about
that long pause?
Marcus,
it was a long non-sigh. What did you think? Space Jam.
Marcus, Space Jam: A New Legacy. Was this a new legacy?
Well, I don't even understand the title of A New Legacy other than that they say this is LeBron. Why don't they just call it Space Jam LeBron? I don't understand why they had to say A New Legacy. The LeBron edition of Space Jam, because that's what it is. This was a little delightful movie for kids. And I'm going to say I enjoyed it and didn't probably hate it. I went into it thinking I was going to hate this, and as I was watching the movie, I said, I think I hate this. But as the movie continued on, I was like, it's kind of charming. This is as bad as it could be.
Manny,
although, at the start of the movie, I thought I was watching He Got Game the way his dad, the way LeBron was treated. So you better take basketball serious. I thought he was about to kill his mother. That's when we were going to start Space Jam: The Dark Place and A New Legacy.
Manny, what about yourself? What did you think about this movie?
Oh man, I thought we were going to get a repeat of Rey Mysterio being a bad father. I thought LeBron was going to be a bad dad, and I was like, no. But I set the bar low for this film, and it exceeded it. I enjoyed it. It didn't do anything special. but I enjoyed it for what it was. But Don Cheadle should not be the bad guy in this movie. They should have had Michael B. Jordan, the person Eric hated earlier in a previous episode.
I will put out that honestly, the movie for me, the first 45 minutes to an hour was rough because LeBron was just a very bad parent. Like, he was going to force his kid to play basketball no matter what. And quite frankly, his kid was smart enough to design a video game on his own surrounding about basketball. LeBron,
he was 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Think about what you were doing when you were 12.
I wasn't doing that. But
he was found against that. Fuck all that. You go play basketball. And let me tell you this, basketball ain't fun. As we all learned the origins of LeBron James, we would have never got the great basketball player he is if Avon Barksdale never took
his Game Boy, man.
His Game Boy and said, you need to stop that focus.
Let me tell you that the last 3 movies that I've seen all have the same underlining theme. And I know it's driving Marcus crazy, but from F9 to Black Widow, now to Space Jam, it's all about family. And it's all about family. We were with LeBron's family, the Looney Tunes family, which I thought was very sad what Don Cheadle did to the Looney Tunes when he offered them spaces into the Warner Brothers universe and they left Bugs all by himself in the Looney Tunes world.
Well, it wasn't working out for them everywhere they were going.
Michael B. Jordan wished he was a new Denzel because Denzel has range. Michael B. Jordan can only be a hateful, angry individual. I said it.
He is the new Denzel. You just need to get on board.
No, because Shantae don't like him.
I don't know why. He's the new Denzel.
He's the new Denzel.
John Boyega is the new Denzel.
No, he ain't. Because John Boyega just goes running around screaming Ray in films. That's all he does.
Ray!
That's what he did in 3 Star Wars movies. He did nothing.
Can I say the John Boyega character?
He picked up my lightsaber.
Can I say the John Boyega's character in the Star Wars movie, the new ones, was probably the biggest disappointment ever because, as Marcus said, in the very first movie, he picked up a lightsaber. That's supposed to mean something in the Star Wars universe. It meant absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Do you know if there was only one movie with him in it for that thing, he would have, that role would have been perfect. But then that character developed into what it did, and I was like, oh man, they dropped the ball on him.
And I know
went nowhere with this.
I know we're talking about Space Jam, but at the same time, Manny, I think we just made the point of the earlier conversation. If CM Punk comes back, he becomes John Boyega in the Star Wars movie. If John Boyega stayed at the first movie, his reputation would never be tarnished. I brought that back right there. I brought that back. I would say for Space Jam for me, and I think this is because I'm older, when the Looney Tunes became more involved into the movie, that's when the movie became very entertaining for me. I think my favorite scene had to be when the granny,
Space Jam Legacy,
the granny goes out there with the walker, and she goes Matrix on their ass. That was amazing to me. I enjoyed that.
What, did you talk about Dame Time?
Yes, Dame Time, because she had to stop Dame Time, and she did it with the Matrix.
What'd you think of the Goon Squad in general and all their superpowers? Do you think I felt like the Monstars would have whooped their ass. I'm just saying the Monstars were these little pipsqueak things that they got super strength, but they had all these superpowers and upgrades, but at the end of the day, they really couldn't do much.
Marcus, they didn't play as a family, man. They didn't play as a family. That was the problem. I mean,
like Diana Taurasi's a snake, and I don't know what LeBron's implying by that.
Marcus, she's the white mamba.
Oh,
yeah. Kobe called her the white mamba, and that's why she was the snake, Marcus. I didn't understand why Clay was wet and hot. I don't get that one. Oh, because he's a Splash Brother.
You
and
don't
he was
know
on fire.
Clay. You don't.
Well, Marcus, I'm not talking about Clay and his outside activities, Marcus. I'm not talking about that.
That boy outside activities. Let me get him on the boat.
But like I said, once LeBron let the Looney Tunes become loony, it became an entertaining movie.
They did an hour of basketball.
Lola Bunny was the MVP of the Looney Tunes.
She brought them together. Most. She still, even though she was trying to become Wonder Woman, she still had that ability to ball.
She would have made a better Wonder Woman than the last Wonder Woman movie.
Betty, Betty, once again, if they would have took
we don't talk about the last
Betty,
Wonder Woman.
if Wonder Woman would have took the CM Punk road to successfulness, we would have never had the sequel. You would have just had the first movie, and 1984 would have never took place, and we would still talk about how good Wonder Woman was. I'm telling you, I'm going to start trying to package the CM Punk the life guide to success. You do something good once, and you never do it again.
All right, so I thought that one of the stupidest things that made me laugh throughout the movie was the crowd of the random people that you had to say, I wonder what character they're playing in the WB, because they had the Party City version of everybody's costume. That might be the Penguin. Nope. Who was that? Oh, but they had Mr. Freeze and some Space Ghosts out there. And I was just looking around at all the random characters they had around.
The White Walkers were my favorite.
Had collected.
The White Walkers. The White Walkers was my favorite. Because I was like, you got White Walkers and you're not going to use them on the court? I would have used them on the court.
What could you do with White Walkers on the court?
I don't know, because they didn't do shit in Game of Thrones, so they might have did more in Space Jam.
Now, the real question is, LeBron trying to pick his perfect super team of adding Superman and the Iron Giant. I feel like he was going astray anyway. I don't think that was the way to go. And the Looney Tunes are the only reason he was going to win this.
Yeah. I mean, I think also I was so happy that they finally gave Wile E. Coyote the respect that he deserved by when he got them back into the game, where he set up with the bird seed and the thing and it just kept taking shots. I was like, you damn right. But how did you guys like the finish? Like,
what, the death of Bugs Bunny?
I mean, technically, like,
is that where you going with?
Let's just put it this way.
Part of the finish ain't talking about?
They wrote it where they showed that he could never die because cartoons don't die. And then he stole the glory from LeBron by stealing the inbound pass, doing the crossover move to glitch the game. And then LeBron made the game-winning dunk where he should have passed the ball to his son in the corner who was open. We're not going to talk about him not making the right basketball play. But
his son ain't making that shot. He clearly can't play basketball. You saw his son. He had no game. No game.
Do you know what that was missing? I believe I can fly.
It was.
That scene was trash because it didn't have it.
I would agree.
So, of all the basketball references in this movie and like mainstream era, what reference do you think was missing? Because I'll tell you what my two were.
What?
Oh, okay. I thought I was asking a question. No one wanted to answer. I felt like Tasmanian Devil should have went into the stands like Ron Artest. I'm just saying. Malice at the Palace of the Tasmanian Devil getting frustrated with the game and just do like that. And they missed the opportunity of the #1 LeBron meme of him putting his hands out like this and looking at one of the Looney Tunes.
Well, Marcus,
I feel like he nearly did when he was calling something to the ref.
He was complaining to the ref, but I felt like him looking at, let's say, Wile E. Coyote or Tweety Bird was like, why'd you pass him the ball? So,
well, Marcus, I think for me,
like a J.R. Smith moment.
I think what they did with Taz was probably the best use of Taz they could have done in the movie. I mean, where he spent the whole court around to make Anthony Davis score on the wrong basket. I mean, clearly they made Anthony Davis.
I don't understand the physics of that.
They did Anthony Davis's eyebrows dirty.
I mean, the sad part is LeBron was taking shots at his teammates' eyebrows. I mean, it was hilarious.
He walked up to him like, you need to do it. Let it go.
I mean, I think so. I guess the question I will ask for you guys, if you of the new squad of the Goon Squad, which goon would you have been, Manny?
The LeBron's son. I'd be Dom. I'd be Dom James.
Hold on.
I'd be entitled. I'd be privileged.
Let me change the question. Besides Dominic Dom James, which Goose Squad member would you have been?
Oh, I've been
Can I be Don Cheadle?
And I would have.
Yeah, see, I knew your ass was gonna cheat. But Evan.
My hairline and everything. You like that's what he did.
Clearly,
Oh.
but for me, of all the movies I've seen,
Die.
Space Jam was fine, but I don't think it holds a candle to Black Widow. I think Black Widow was an excellent movie. Excellent.
I knew you would say that. You say that about every movie. But I'm gonna say, with Space Jam was more believable than the Fast and the Furious. I don't care how much CG and what they did. I thought that was the most realistic version of basketball. It was more realistic basketball in that movie than it was realistic driving in the Fast and the Furious movie.
Marcus, that's the realest shit that you've ever said right there, my brother. That's the realest shit. You're right, Marcus. I believed everything in that movie more than I did F9. I mean, like I said, Space Jam, it started off rough, but it found a way to bounce back. It in so many ways, it made a comeback. And
although the Michael B. Jordan cameo is probably the best scene in the movie. When Sylvester says, "I found Michael Jordan, guys." He was in the crowd, and then they do that big entrance.
The sad part, I got excited.
And they did that, and they did the whole entrance for that, and I was like, "Oh shit, they might have him."
Yeah, because a minute I was like, "Shit, they got him? Fuck!" And then next thing you know,
him to come out. Oh, I'll be tired. I wish they did Michael Jordan looking at this game on his on the tablet and just take the clip of The Last Dance and him just laughing.
Well, I will say
that
that
would be great.
I also thought the best part of the movie was at the end in the credit scenes where you saw the Looney Tunes came to LeBron's house and did not leave for a long time because they went and saw all of LA, taking in the sights, which was quite amazing. I mean, it's fun. If you got kids, I'm pretty sure they enjoyed the movie. I don't think I will ever watch it again, but
Ernie Johnson was the best actor in the movie, and you can't tell me different because Ernie called it straight.
Marcus, I'm not going to even argue who the best actor in that movie was because it was sure as hell wasn't LeBron. It was not LeBron. He should have took some acting classes.
LeBron did as much as he could do. I think he does.
Actually, Marcus, the best acting in that movie was LeBron hairline because it stayed intact the entire time that they were filming that movie.
That was supposed to spit some CG.
Yeah.
That was supposed to spit some CG. Let's talk about your Black Widow, Eric.
You saw it?
Yeah, I seen it.
Oh, I figured you wasn't gonna see it because you don't like Marvel movies, Marcus.
I enjoyed this movie.
I thought it was probably one of the better Marvel movies they've made in a long time.
You say that about every single Marvel movie.
No, but this one felt like a movie because they really tied in the theme of family to like really get there and then find out
family wasn't real.
Yeah,
they were doing a job.
It wasn't real. It was real to me, damn it. It was real to me.
Or my favorite part is, why do you always pose like this before you do something? Which and then she does it. She's like, no. I thought that for me, my only issue I had with Black Widow Part 2 is that this movie should have happened before she died. I think it gave me more
20 years ago.
It gave me more relevance about that show. And Eddie, to answer your question, I think it's gonna be Keith Lee. Who do you think will return on Raw, Marcus?
I'll put money on Becky or Keith Lee.
Oh, Becky, yeah, Becky's a good one. Manny, who you got?
CM Punk.
Hey,
there you go. That's the answer you wanted.
So, Manny, Black Widow Part 2. What did you like? What didn't you like about the
Part
movie?
2?
I mean, Black Widow Part 1. I'm sorry. I think my sinus medication is kicking in.
The sister is incredible in every scene. The accent, everything she says, funny. It hits every time. It has so many pockets.
Yes, that's why.
Look at these pockets.
So
I have this fashionable.
I use all these pockets. I can put so many things in it.
So you remember the scene when she's running on the
I
roof?
can lose things. I can have things.
You remember when she was running on the roof? And I was like, why couldn't John Cena just do what she did on the roof? Why did he have to grapple across the whole goddamn city of England to get where he was trying to go at F9?
Because they were trying to be real, Eric. They were trying to be real and gritty in John Cena's movie.
I thought when they broke out their fake father,
Crimson Dynamo or Red Dawn or whatever his name was.
Like when he went to put his suit on. And then
I like them in jail. Just him in prison. And all wrestling dudes.
yeah. But I also I don't understand like the world's coming to an end, and then he's still talking about getting it on with his fake wife. It's like, hey, I still got it. I've been in jail for 11 years. What can we do?
If I've been in jail for 11 years, I would be having that conversation too.
Yeah, we used to be faking. We can still get it on. Stop fucking around with these pigs. We can get it on. But yeah.
The pigs, man.
You named the pig after me? Can't you see the resemblance? Man, I love this. Do you know what? This is my favorite movie of the things we've reviewed so far this year.
Well, we never planned on reviewing this, but yes, it probably is the best. And probably of all the movies we see, it has the highest quality of a movie.
It's the best. It's the only thing that's a real movie.
We're not putting asterisks in there. Well, excluding all the unrealistic things and the bad acting.
Well, no, because
going on there and conspiracy, brother.
No, so the thing about it, I thought that this movie gave the Black Widow character more merit because you find out they were trained partially super soldiers. So now it makes you feel a little bit better that Black Widow could hang in the Marvel universe when she's
Nah.
But as Betty said, her sister was amazing. Can you call one of your powerful friends or something where it's the real Avengers? She was disrespecting her. I would literally
here. Give it to one of the smart ones.
I would literally go watch the movie again. That's how much I enjoyed it. This one is what they wanted Captain Marvel to be, and Captain Marvel could not live up to what Black Widow was.
I don't even know how you compare the two. They're completely different movies.
No, because of female leads, man.
Outer space.
Female leads, badass characters. That's what they're trying to get, and that's what they were able to.
Yeah, but these two didn't actually have any special powers, did they? So this one, they were basically just human. They just had
the super serum.
Elite killers.
Yeah, maybe.
No. The only person that had super serum was the dad.
Oh,
so they just had super serum was the dad.
Oh, well.
They had no superpowers.
Oh, so she was just able to survive falling out that floating base.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because she had so many pockets.
So many pockets. I know you want this vest. I know you want it. So here.
Can we talk about the prison escape scene? What the hell was that plan? There was no plan. It's like we're flying the helicopter over prison. Leave.
So you mean the prison destruction scene?
That was no plan.
All those people are dead.
Just wing it. That was it. Just wing it. We'll get you out eventually.
They murdered every last prisoner in that prison. Every last prisoner was murdered. Murdered. I'm
going to give you the earpiece. I'm going to give you an earpiece and they'll leave. And they're avalanche to kill everybody.
Well, no. See,
there are murderers. If you did survive, there are murderers and rapists on the loose.
So I disagree with both of you guys. I disagree with both of you because when they gave him the earpiece, they gave him strict instructions. Do not make a scene. He made a scene.
He's escaping from prison.
No, he made a scene. If he never attacked those two guards in the booth who was eating his treats.
Escaping from prison.
No, Marcus. Once he attacked those two guards, it made that nosy guy who's watching everybody. Oh my God, the Red Baron is escaping from prison. And then that just all hell broke loose. If he just would have walked out after he got his message, nothing would have been a problem. He killed all those people, man. He killed everybody.
No, it was no plan. And you don't just give me an earpiece and say, all right, now escape. If I could have just escaped, I would have escaped already. Because he basically did everything
But
by himself.
do you know what I liked about his character was when he was trying to make amends with those two? He's like, you became the greatest child killer ever. And then you became an avenger. Like he was happy about all these things that happened. You murdered, both of you combined have a death count of loads.
Yes.
You guys have done the country proud. You killed everybody.
But can we give a shout out to the dude that will be unheralded, the guy that we all need in our life, the one who can get us whatever we need if we just give them time? Because that dude just
that dude's in friend
he just
zone.
kept hooking.
He's in friend zone.
Yeah, I was like, he just kept hooking her up. Just hooking her up with stuff.
He's risking his life for a fugitive of the state and country and the world. I don't even know.
I'm not sure about the trailer at the beginning. Though.
The trailer with the bad generator?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, if that had a good generator, she might have been dead. Because being on the road she was able to see the attack coming from the girl who was his daughter.
It's like that her whole plan was going into hiding.
Have you watched any other film that we haven't covered yet?
Like what?
On the show. And have you watched any other movie this year that we haven't reviewed on the show?
Not that I can think of.
I have one.
What?
Raya the Last Dragon was incredible.
People said that was a good movie, man. People said
I haven't watched it yet, and I know I can watch it free.
Incredible.
I'm trying to watch Low-Key right now.
How dare you watch that Last Dragon and not watch the original Last Dragon when they was in the middle of Harlem and they were dancing and they were showed up and they were fighting over
because you know the stipulations to watch this and people are not making the stipulations.
Marcus, and I was gonna say, many don't like black people enough to watch an old cult black people classic.
How dare you?
We know, Betty, we know what your country is. We know what your country is. We saw what happened when they missed those goals. We know what happened.
I didn't go on social media spraying hate. I knew they were going to get racially abused the moment they stepped up. And I'm like, oh no, not Marcus. Not Marcus Rashford. He's done so good. He's done
Marcus,
so good for all these people.
Marcus.
All these people that sent racial tweets to him, he fed their kids. Marcus, he challenged the government to feed their kids.
Marcus, Manny just spread his hate in his room in private so no one can know the hate he was spreading. At the Fort Pikes is, damn coloreds! Ah!
I wasn't even 4 pints that night. I was 8. 8 and 12. 8 and 6 Jaeger bombs.
Betty, let me tell you something, man. I don't think that's something you should be proud of. That's a lot of drinking you. I'm surprised you even remember that your team lost.
Eric, I remember that I was singing Backstreet Boys at one point during that game.
Marcus, can you imagine?
As I told Manny, the greatest drunk song of all time is Backstreet's Back Alright.
Marcus, let me ask you a question. Could you imagine if I drank half of what Manny drank, what I would be doing? Because you know what I am after mimosa.
If you did that, Eric, you would have died 3 times and, walked through some glass. For no reason. The fuck? I thought there was a door. Fuck. It's like cursing. But yeah, that's been a week. So it's so far in our movie championship, as we could give it, is Black Widow the champion right now. Just over Space 100%. Jam, followed by Eric, Godzilla, and Kong.
No.
Marcus, I'm gonna go.
We're doing the AEW rankings, Godzilla and Kong.
Now, so Marcus, I'm going. I think it's hands down in the league is Black Widow. I think with a
what's
strong.
What's the bottom? F9?
No, I think number 2 is a Space Jam. I think I had a better feeling about Space Jam, and I think number 3.
So what's your bottom one?
Huh? Bottom one?
Because Godzilla and Kong's your number 1.
God damn.
That was your number 1 at one point.
Because I was just trying to.
Godzilla and Kong is my worst.
I was trying to put Marcus and piss him off and make Mortal Kombat number 3, but I can't really do that. So, I think Mortal Kombat.
I forgot we did Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat might be the worst movie of them all because King Goro.
Really?
King Goro
over Godzilla
couldn't kill. I like Godzilla and Kong.
No, Godzilla and Kong is my worst one, and then if you go up, it'd be Mortal Kombat, Fast 9. What else did we review?
Godzilla, Kong,
Space Jam, and then Black Widow.
The question is, does anybody like our movie reviews? Because I think they're pretty all over the place.
I don't care.
Well, I'm not doing it. I'm not separating them out anymore because they're like an hour watch afterwards anyway.
That's true. I mean, I feel like the movie reviews would be a lot hilarious if we did it with 8 pints in. That shit was amazing.
You can't handle. You don't have your body doesn't have the facilities to do that, my friend.
My body doesn't have the facilities to handle 2 pints, sir. So I understand where I'm at. I was a part of that watch along that caused me to throw up in the middle of the night. So I know.
This body is a temple of a drunken mess.
So, man, I have a question for you because I don't know if you got the previews doing the Black Widow. But, there's one Marvel entity that I don't think is going to work. That's the 10 Rings, man. That movie just didn't do it for me.
I didn't see that.
Oh, you found my
what?
Turn
around. If it isn't Mark's nemesis.
Okay. Oh, no, Shantae was talking to me. Shantae, what was your overall review of the Black Widow movie?
Not enough Black Widows in there.
You can't say that.
She said it was great. You know what? I think we have talked long enough. I think it's time for us to wrap this up.
That was my review of Black Widow. Not enough Black Widows in the movie.
Marcus, Shantae said, are you still coming over?
Yeah, we still doing this thing?
I think we might still be doing the thing even with your head. With your back. Maybe somebody can rap it for you over here properly because that's just awful,
have to
man.
drive with my little head.
Do you know the more I see it, the more of a monstrosity how you've done that is.
His pinky fell off again.
I'm taking it off.
The snap.
So if you made it to the 3-hour and 10-minute mark, go to the video and watch Marcus finally remove his harness and his cast that he put on his figure. And at the end of the day, it means absolutely nothing. We hope you guys enjoyed this very long-winded episode 739 of the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. I'm Eric, the grown-ass man.
I'm Lord Manny Hayes, the greatest Filipino ever. If you've made it this far, please email the show. Please email the show and just state that you made it to the end.
And Marcus, who are you?
These are the marathons. I am Marcus, the grand finale, and you know you made it to the end when you hear that because. Bye, guys. See you later.
All right. Until next week, stay sharp. We're out.